Welcome in to a Wednesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered here by Go Chevrolet. Remember, our friends are always online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button here on this Wednesday. Going to be a big day for the show. We're going to talk to Rickie Collins at 7:15 this morning. We'll see if we can't squeeze a commitment out of him before he gets into class this morning.
Cook your own show.
Yeah, right.
What would be the point of
Being up early.
I mean, if we
Why
can do
not?
it early,
Why not?
let's get it done.
Let's just do this.
But we'll be over at Mason's Grill tonight. We're looking forward to it, man. I was over there last night with Coach Marcus Randall, with Rickie Collins, his mom, Precious Collins. We will talk to all of them tonight in the lead up to the announcement over at Mason's Grill. Come out and stop in and join us as one of our own, man. A local kid here in the community is going to pledge his commitment to a college. We will find out tonight at 7 o'clock where Rickie Collins is going to be going. It seems like LSU's trending here. Feels like LSU's trending here.
That would be so terrible.
If we keep saying in this business, it's going to happen one time where, it might be a different school.
Yeah.
Could be an all-time curveball.
Yeah.
Who's buying dinner tonight?
I don't know.
Precious.
Not FM Digital. I know that.
You're on your own, boys.
I know that. But we will have the announcement live, 7 o'clock. Make sure you have your alert set. Make sure that you are tuned in. Make sure you are subscribed and following the channel so you can keep up with the latest. And we'll actually go over to Woodlawn's campus here in a couple of minutes and talk to Coach Marcus Randall and to Rickie Collins just about the excitement of the day. I got to imagine this is a very exciting time for Rickie and everybody around him. So we'll ask him a little bit of the build-up and some of the expectation here in his senior season for Woodlawn. Everybody talking about Rickie in the offense. Woodlawn's defense, sneaky good, man. They got a couple of players. Obviously, Jordan Matthews, the headliner over there, and he'll make his announcement here in a couple of weeks on where he is going to go to college. And I believe it's out of Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Texas are the three. Michigan, Texas, and Tennessee are the three finalists for Jordan Matthews. So we will find out where their headliner is. This game on ESPN between Zachary and Woodlawn.
That's
Shaping up to
amazing.
be,
That's so
That is
cool.
going to be on Thursday, October 6th.
ESPNU, right?
Going to be on ESPNU. Is going to be enormous for local high school football. Obviously, I think that's it's a huge understatement, but just the build up to this. I mean, think about it. You got a quarterback going to Alabama in Eli Holstein. You got a quarterback that's going to pledge his commitment tonight that feels like it's going to be LSU. So if you've got an LSU quarterback commitment, you've got an Alabama quarterback commitment, then obviously Kylan Jackson is set to make his announcement on Saturday. He's coming down to Texas A&M and LSU. So he'll be a Power 5 SEC Western Division commit. And then on the other side, on the defense, you got Jordan Matthews that's going to end up either, in the SEC, the Big Ten, or or any of those both leagues. So, this game coming up on October 6th, not to mention the other guys on the field. I mean, they got a big defensive end for Zachary that's committed to Auburn.
Yeah, Ashley Williams.
Yeah, Ashley Williams, who decommitted from Nebraska and just pledged his commitment to Auburn. So it's going to be must-watch TV. We have some discussions going on. We talked to Coach Randall last night. We're talking to our broadcast partners, WAFB, on some cool things that we might be able to pull off for this game just because of the access and how interesting it is for obviously recruiting fans, but high school football fans here in the area. It's good stuff, man. Thursday, October 6th, if you didn't know about it, ESPNU announced that they're going to be on Woodlawn's campus for the Thursday night showdown between the Panthers and the Zachary Broncos. We'll talk a little bit to Marcus Randall
Can we go to that?
about that. What's that?
Can we go to that?
Are you kidding? We're going to be on the field. For
That
that.
would be
Yeah, I
so
was about to
cool.
say,
Right.
I'm all access.
I love a Thursday night game, too.
Yeah.
I love a
Yeah,
huge
that's-
Thursday
that
night
would be
game.
Fun. Did you say the guy decommitted from Nebraska
Uh-huh.
went to Auburn? It's so weird.
Well, if
Like,
you
is
remember,
Nebraska still
Mickey
relevant?
Joseph, who was the LSU wide receivers coach, is now the wide receivers coach in Nebraska, and that's
Okay.
why you're seeing,
Okay.
kind of
Seems
this
so random.
line of, Louisiana talent going up to Nebraska. With DeColdis Crawford ended up
right.
there.
By the way, did you see the NIL deal he signed?
Yes.
I
Great
love
deal.
that.
Coolest, yeah.
It had to
Great
be.
deal. DeColdis Crawford inked an air-conditioned deal up in
Had
Lincoln,
to.
Nebraska, for his NIL deal, but
Tip just ripped up the contract.
had it waiting on him. And I believe is Omar Miller the one-time LSU commit? Is he?
I think he is
Is
committed
he,
to America.
is he committed to Nebraska at this point?
Nebraska.
So you've
And
seen,
then they got Trey Palmer.
yeah, and Trey Palmer transferred in. That's right. So I mean, you've seen Mickey Joseph, kind of do exactly what he was doing here, just continue to recruit the state. So we will talk to Rickie Collins here in a couple of minutes. Keep your eyes on that monitor, Stewie, to see when Coach Randall and Rickie Collins come in here to the show, and we'll ask him a little bit about tonight. Don't forget about our friends over at Men's Total Health, menstotalhealth.net down in New Orleans, Veterans Memorial Highway down in New Orleans. I'll be down there today. If you suffer from low testosterone, if you have trouble sleeping, if you have trouble keeping on your muscle mass after working out, if your sex drive is slipping, get in touch with our friend Mike Roach down at Total Men's Health, at Men's Total Health down in New Orleans, menstotalhealth.net, where they can help you out, restore that testosterone, and they can do a couple of things for you down there. I know in the title it says Men's Total Health, and there is every time we go down there, the lobby and the waiting room is filled with a lot of men, but they also have some women's services.
They service the ladies
As well, Katie, as Katie has gone through and is now a
Very
spokesperson
happy at Men's Total Health.
for
I am
Men's
the
Total Health.
spokesperson. Y'all can email me for more details on that. Katie at JordyCulotta.
Or you can email David.
David.
Or you can email David.
Yeah. Relationship's never been better.
For real, y'all really can email me, and I'll talk to you about the things that they offer women. I have had two wives, I guess, of listeners email me already and talk with me about it, and then referred them over there, and they're very happy. Shoot me an email, y'all.
menstotalhealth.net is where you find them online. So we'll talk to Rickie Collins here in a couple of minutes. Before we get there, obviously his big day coming as he will announce tonight. Kylan Jackson is set to announce on Saturday. Big safety from Zachary. We're working out some of the details. Looks like we're going to be live on Zachary's campus, bringing you that announcement as well, where Jackson is going to go. It's going to be Texas A&M and LSU with a hat on the table. We're talking to Jordan Matthews, people about taking that announcement live. So somehow, some way, we've gotten into the recruiting business, people.
Yeah.
Recruiting
Kind of
power.
overnight,
Look at
and we're just coming in at the end for the fun stuff. You know what I mean?
that.
Like
Let everybody else grind on
I
it.
told Shay Scarborough and Billy and the crew, man, y'all do the dirty work. Sammy Speaks, y'all do out there and follow these cats around to the 7-on-7s and the camps. We'll just take the commitment.
We're there for the hats.
Yeah, why not?
For the videos.
And to get railed on by everybody.
Yeah, with no music.
You blew it.
Yeah. Hey, it comes
he's
with
a
the
tiger.
territory. Yeah, right. What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
He pulled the hat. He showed the jersey. But make sure you're tuned in tonight. The only way that you can keep up with it, if you are a little absent-minded, you're thinking, man, I want to watch it, but I hope I don't forget about it. Just set the alert on this YouTube channel where whenever it goes live, you can get a notification to your phone, to your device, letting you know that the Culotta Show is up and moving, and at 7 o'clock tonight. Also, if you want to come stop by at Mason's Grill, man, come on out. It'll be a cool atmosphere, and like
Jordan's
I said,
buying dinner.
celebrate one of our community's own in Rickie Collins. Big night for the Woodlawn program for South Baton Rouge, for Louisiana, and for Rickie Collins, and hopefully, obviously for the fan base's sake, he chooses LSU. And that would be a huge night and a huge get for the Tigers. Anybody watch Hard Knocks
No,
last
I
night, the
didn't start it
debut?
last night.
Have not been
I
on.
think you're the only
Cut
one.
out of my HBO Max. That was not mine. So I need a line on somebody else that has one, or wait for it to come on the site.
I am in. I'm in. I'm
back?
back. Yes, Hard Knocks has drugged me in. I didn't think that I would care about the Detroit Lions.
I know. I kind of wondered that too. I care.
But they have a couple of storylines on Detroit that I'm going to follow and watch. First and foremost is their head coach, Dan Campbell.
Man Campbell.
Football.
Man, football guy.
I mean, he feels like football.
Yeah,
MCDC.
looks like football.
He broke his wrist tripping over his dogs in his house last week, or he
No.
thought he broke his wrist. It turned out to be a sprain.
We need to tape it up.
First day of training camp, he does all 40 up-downs with the defense.
What do you got?
That's either a good
Hat
thing or a bad
backwards.
thing.
Yeah, no doubt
Wait,
about
with
it.
a broken wrist?
He's got a sprained wrist.
Sprained.
wrist?
Tape it up.
He had it taped up.
Jeez.
He had it
He
taped
played
up.
for the Saints.
He played for 12 years, bro.
Yeah. He's
Like
a
they
dude.
recap his career, and you forget. Like he was a guy,
What was he?
tight end.
Tight end.
Really?
Went to Texas A&M. spent time. God, I forgot who drafted him, but then he went to Dallas, ended up in New Orleans, and Sean Payton fell in love with him.
It's a Sean Payton guy.
He was with Miami, with the Dolphins. Parcells, while Parcells was there. He's in New Orleans his last year as a player, and he's thinking, what the hell am I going to do? Life after football. This thing's coming to an end. 12 years in the league, got good pension, made a bunch of money.
But I'm addicted to football.
Addicted to it. Wants to be a coach. Calls Parcells and says, this is the end of the road for me as a player, man. I don't know what I want to do next, but I think I want to coach. Parcells invites him to the Miami Dolphins training camp as an intern. They ask him to hang out for the regular season as the intern. After the regular season, they hire him on full-time as the tight ends coach. 4 years later, when they fire their coach, he's the interim head coach for 12 games.
How old was he when he retired?
12 years in the league. He spent 4 years at Texas A&M, 22 plus 12. Where's he at, 34?
35, yeah.
35? So then he's the interim head coach of the Dolphins. He thinks he's going to get the gig.
Coach
He thinks he's going to get the job. Team falls in love with him. Everybody's pulling for him. He's a player's coach. He's the guy. Doesn't get the gig. Sean Payton calls him that night when he finds out that he's not going to be the Miami Dolphins permanent head coach and says, get on a plane. You got a job in New Orleans. I'll teach you everything I know and get you ready to be a head coach. And man, Campbell says last night on Hard Knocks, best decision he ever made. They show a couple of shots of him and Peyton kind of working the sidelines together, and Peyton has a successful play call, and he's like showing Dan Campbell as they're walking down the sideline like what the play call is and why he believed it worked. I mean, it's good stuff,
But you
Cool, so
can't
we
learn
can
from a
skip
better
episode
source.
right?
one.
And then so like when you're watching Detroit practice and play, you kind of feel like this is probably what the Saints training camp has been like. And Hard
Sean
Knocks, I
Payton.
know for a while, tried to get in to Saints training camp, especially early on while Peyton was there. And Peyton, from Parcells School of Football is like, no media, no chance you're showing what's going on inside my operation. You ain't getting in these walls. And Campbell has to embrace that. Like, he has to embrace the PR of it. You know what I mean? Like, Detroit's not in the spot where they can tell Hard Knocks no.
They sought out Hard Knocks.
Probably so.
No, from what I read, they went to Hard Knocks and said, we want to be on the show because exactly what you said, they needed the PR. We kind of feel like we're in the land of the lost over here, and man, Campbell is not one to run away from the camera or not bring, this is an opportunity to shed light on what Detroit's doing because he, I'd imagine, believes wholeheartedly in what he's building in Detroit. And he said, come film us.
Yeah.
Because every other team we talked about a little bit, every head coach is paranoid. And so whenever they aren't able to get into a program, it's tough. It's hard to get access to an NFL team. And when you have somebody reach out, the NFL was like, oh, we've struck gold. We're going to have access everywhere.
Yeah.
And so,
cool.
that's why I imagine this Hard Knocks is going to be great.
No, it's great. In Campbell is Kelvin Shepard is their linebackers coach from LSU. He loves Kelvin Shepard. Michael Brockers is a guy that they picked up in the offseason that I didn't even know about. He's there, and they show him a couple of times within the story. Obviously, the Sean Payton and the Saints storyline for Dan Campbell plays into it. But there's a little bit of a local feel and flavor to it that makes you feel. And they had to even introduce DJ Chark, which I'd imagine would be at some point, one of their big offseason signings, or at least somebody that's in there on a prove-it deal that's going to be their big play wideout. Jared Goff, his second time around. But the best part of last night's debut of Hard Knocks, you want me to tell you?
Absolutely.
Is Aiden Hutchinson, the top overall pick, second overall pick,
Detroit guy.
out of Michigan from Detroit, goes to the Detroit Lions, and they bring him up in the front of the room to sing his rookie song. And you have to introduce yourself, your name, your college, and your signing bonus.
Ooh.
Aiden Hutchinson, University of Michigan, $23 million, the whole room. Then in his head, he's thinking of his song. And he starts giving the beat of Billie Jean, Michael Jackson. And you can tell, he's before he gets in it, he's like, you know what I mean? He's shaking it out, dude. Whoo! You know what I mean? Yelling a little bit. And he gets into it from the jump, and he gives the wrong verse. He's nervous, bro. He's nervous.
What do you mean he starts
He starts off the wrong, you can tell in his head, he's like, shit, I
Yeah.
messed up. I'm about to forget the words. And so everybody's like, like letting him have it like Jared. And he's like, chill out, chill out, chill out. You know what I mean? Like as people are like talking shit to him, he's like, keep giving it to me because he's getting into the focus, bro. And then he absolutely slaughters a rendition of an a cappella Billie Jean
that's tough,
with the
dude.
beat in the background. And when the room catches on and everybody gets into it, bro, it is so
so
powerful. And it brings, it's what you love about team.
Yeah.
It's what you love about being a part of a team. It's just nobody gives a damn where you're from, what color you are, how much money you got. Everybody's in. And it's one of those moments where you look back early on in training camp and say that's where the chemistry kind of started to come together, right? And even like man Campbell walks up to Hutchins, like hits him on the chest, like job well done, boy. You know, like patting him on the head.
Love yourself.
But it's awesome,
Good.
bro.
I can't wait to
It
watch
is
that.
awesome. I mean, like, and the whole room is like singing along with him. And I mean, like, the guts. Because we've seen this in Hard Knocks many a times when people go up there and they're just like, their voice cracks. They're scared to
crazy.
death.
I'd be nervous.
They're so, are you kidding?
It's so
I mean, bro, you're
awkward.
standing in a room full of 90 alphas and all your bosses.
And they want you to fail.
And they absolutely, well, they're banking on you failing. Nobody thinks that you're going to be a success in this thing, bro. And Hutchinson knocks it out of the park. I mean, like, it's the best I've ever seen in this setting. I've never, like, obviously I haven't been privy to a lot of these things, but just what Hard Knocks has delivered on this stuff. This is the best I've ever seen. It's the best. I mean, he's like, he's like getting in his head, you know what I mean? And everybody, like, when they figure out, like, this is Billie Jean, you know what I mean? Everybody's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, and he gets into it, and he kind of fucks. He's like, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? Everybody's like, "Ah!" And then he goes back in, bro, and it is awesome. I mean, it is awesome to see just kind of the room get moving. And like I said, it is the beautiful part of team. Like that's when guys tell you what they miss about playing. Like if you like ask a guy like Breeze who played 18 years in the league. What do you miss about it? I miss the locker room. I miss the
boys.
bus rides. I miss the the plane trips. I miss the stuff that you don't see. And that's the stuff that we don't get the opportunity really ever to be a part of. So to go into that room and see how those guys set it up, how they do it, and Campbell's such a he's such a football coach. You know what I mean? Like the way he introduces Aiden Hutchinson in that setting, he's like. He's got a projector screen in a theater room, and he just puts up on the screen pads. It says PADS. And he's like, you fuckers want to know what the practice schedule is next week? Y'all want to know what the practice schedule is next week? There it is. Hutchinson, sing him a fucking song. And walks out the room, you know what I mean? Like Hutchinson's walking up there, But he's so relatable. In the way that they open it up, and it's a 4-minute speech of Campbell to his team on kind of the opening day of training camp. And he talks about grit and talks about, a lot of football stuff in there. The way that he kind of correlates football. You're always making fun of me about landing the plane, building the house, doing the stuff. He's like, let me tell you what the NFL's like, boys. You want to know what the NFL's like? It's like water. He's like, you got a few teams that are just lucky to be close to the water and think that they can play in it. Then you got a couple of teams that like to get out into the shallow and play around a little bit. Then you got those teams that take you out into the dark abyss and drown your fucking ass.
Oh
He's like, what?
Yeah,
he's like, there's only about 4 of those in the league. There's only about 4 of them that can really get out into the dark spots of the ocean and really choke you out. You know what I mean? They're showing the room. It's just like,
What is he talking about?
Right.
Sink or swim, boys.
Yeah, right. Who do you want to be?
Fight or flight.
Yeah, right. Are you just happy to play in the water? Or can you swim out to the deep part of it?
A room full of Elian Gonzalez's.
Right. It's awesome, bro. I love man Campbell. I mean, he's awesome. And, you kind of get his draw. You kind of get what his appeal is in the football world, right? Where he feels like he's a lot of rah-rah, but behind the scenes, you know what I mean? He can exit your I was like you. When I saw him doing the up-downs, I was like, this feels like Ogeron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the weight room doing squats with the boys, move out of the way.
Let me get that squat
Put another
right.
45 on there.
Yeah.
Chill out, coach.
Give me
You
some
might
chop.
die here.
The dad
Right?
can't whoop a man's ass. I won't get out of bed.
Exactly. But Campbell's like doing up downs with him and just like showing, just kind of like proving it. And you can see the respect. He puts pads on him. He goes full pads early on in camp.
He wears them too?
No, he doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No. He didn't put the pads on, but he goes full pads and goes live, like third day of camp. And he like stops practice. He said, I see the way y'all are looking at me. I see the feeling you got. I see everybody's pissed off at me, wondering what the hell I'm doing. He's like, the data shows if you want to practice and play football and tackle, you got to do it live. You got to ramp that stuff up. Rickie's walking down to his office right now. And he like circles him up and he's like, you got to trust me. He almost like starts crying in the middle of the circle in the sense of like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to kill you. You got to put these pads on. You got to hit one another. You know what I mean? Like the epitome of the football guy.
It's the same thing with if it works, it's great. If it doesn't, then you can point to all of these things and be like, oh, brother, what were we doing out here? Because this is contrary to what pretty much the NFL has become, right? Like, isn't there a lot of like walkthroughs we're not hitting today?
Yes, absolutely.
You see the foam pads on top of the helmets. Like,
and even like the Saints have been one of the most intense at that. I mean, if you remember, the Saints didn't even have OTAs the last 2 years. I mean, Peyton gave them the summer off, essentially, or just said, I trust you to be in shape when you show up. That's a hell of a gamble for an NFL franchise and head coach. You got to have serious job security like a guy like Sean Payton did in New Orleans to say, I'm going to trust my team for the summer, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't even have to see them and expect them to show back up here to camp. And I know that there were some, outlying circumstances like COVID and some things that were going on around the league. But, I mean, just by nature, football coaches want to have their thumb on top of their guys. I mean, know where they are, know what they're eating, know where they're sleeping, know what's going on. I mean, all of that stuff they want to have control over. So, I mean, that part of it of, holding them accountable so early in camp and it feels very college, feels probably very high school to some of these guys. I mean, college programs over the past couple of years have even recruited towards, hey, we run NFL-style practices here where we don't wear full pads, but one day a week, maybe, when the season starts.
Well, and you saw what Roger said last year. He was like, he essentially did the Sean Payton programming where he didn't throw all OTAs, didn't throw pretty much until he got to camp, like when he got to preseason. And he was like, I had the best year, like summer or best season of my career because I felt good going into week 16 because I wasn't overused. But, I mean, if you buy into what Campbell's doing, like that's his personality. He's going to coach the team the way he wants to. And if you can get the buy-in from the guys, it's going to work. Like if you can have the team believe in you a little bit, that's his selling point. But if it gets rocky, they're going to start bailing quick.
No doubt about it. Like, well, look, they I don't know if they won a game last year.
God, really?
Were they over?
No,
they weren't
No.
over. The Lions are the last team to go over, right? With Orlovsky running out the back of the end zone.
That's right.
And
that's right.
John Kitna.
They went like 2 and.
I mean, they're the second pick in the draft.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, they were terrible. But you can feel like there has to be a total like overhaul of the culture and it's a total reset of what they're doing.
Hard Knocks is gonna be great. It's Rex Ryan feels.
Let's
get a fucking snack.
yeah, right. It is. It is.
Y'all
I mean, just
owe
the
a
way
lot
he
of
talks.
fines.
Yeah, we do. And it is the first day of school.
F-bombs.
Yeah, it is.
So
It's the
they're
first
already
day
in
of school.
This is poor,
No, it's the first
poor
day of school. This
behavior.
is my fault. I kind of went in on this, and
I guess
we
you
owe a
are
lot of
buying
money.
dinner tonight.
Oh, we got Rickie.
Yeah, it might be. We got Rick. All right, let's go over to the campus of Woodlawn High School, where it is a very exciting day for everybody over there. It's going to be an exciting day over at Mason's Grill tonight, as everybody is awaiting the announcement of the 4-star quarterback, soon to get his 5th star, I think, here in recruiting, or he should at least, in recruiting, is Baton Rouge's own Woodlawn Panthers quarterback, signal caller, Rickie Collins, heading into his senior season. At one point, he was a Purdue commit. He decommitted a couple of weeks back, opened this thing back up, and he's ready to shut it back down tonight. Luckily enough, he has included us in this announcement, which we are very grateful for. And we go over to Woodlawn's campus to see the vibes here on announcement day. Rick, how we feeling, man? Good morning. How are you?
What's up? Good morning. I'm feeling good. Anxious. Started the day off early.
Yeah, I bet, man. Tell me about why the decision to get this announcement out of the way. Why make this now before the season starts?
Like you said, just to get it done before the season, because it's supposed to be a big season for me and the team. So I just want to be able to have a clear mind going into the season and lead my guys to the ultimate goal.
What was this summer like for you? You hit the camp circuit, you played 7-on-7, your recruitment went to a different level. What was it like for you personally?
Like you said, it just hit a different level. I mean, that was a goal, always coming in, eventually just blowing up all the way. And I think I took advantage of this summer with doing that. So, yeah, me, Coach Randall, and my whole team, we just took advantage of that, and we got after it this summer.
What was your experience like out in California for Elite 11? What did you learn about yourself out there?
I really learned a lot about myself, really, that I can find new levels that I can take my mind to, take my game to, and really it was just a blessing to go out there with those guys, because those are top guys in the nation. So just to be able to go compete with those guys and show who I am, who Rickie Collins is.
Coach Rick, I mean, your head coach Marcus Randall obviously played at a high level, and has obviously been your coach since you've been to Woodlawn. What has he meant to you during this process?
I don't think no quarterback can ask for anybody better than Coach Randall. Because like you said, he played at a high level. He knows how it feels back there. He knows pretty much everything you need to know to be great at this position, and just take bits and pieces. I'm always picking Coach Randall's brain about something. So it's never enough for me. I mean, just like you said, because I know he's been there, so I just keep picking his brain so I can keep elevating my game.
What has life been like since you decommitted from Purdue?
It's been crazy. Like Corona said when I was on his show, he said I opened a whole new floodgates, and that's kind of what it was. But yeah, I'd say that it's just been crazy. It's like a whole new life, really.
How excited? I know your mom, Miss Precious, and the crew are very excited about tonight. Tell me about making this announcement and kind of what has gone into it. I got to imagine you're looking forward to probably ending this process.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to ending it. But it's a great situation to be in, and blessings to be in, just to have the opportunity to say, "Oh, I did that," "Oh, I'm going through this." But like I said, it's a good situation to be in for any kid that wants to play football, go to the next level.
Thank you for including us, bro, in this announcement. We are looking forward to tonight.
Thank you.
Have a great day at school, bro. You got to be big man on campus today, huh?
You do no school today?
No, I'm not like that. I'm not like that at all.
People don't know this. 4.0 student. How important is academics to you?
Ultimately, I have one of those parents is you don't got the grade, you're not playing no ball.
I believe it.
So I'm pretty sure she'll still put me out of ball to this day. So I just like to prevent all of that. And like you said, I just like to keep my grades high, so I won't be like stereotype as, or he's just an athlete. I want to be able to have more after football and more opportunities.
Everybody's talking about the Woodlawn offense. How good's the defense?
How good is the defense? The defense is phenomenal. Really, we have everything you need. We have the 4'6", 4'7" guys on the D line that can run, and they bench you 500 pounds. They can move you and run you down at the same time. We have the DBs on the back end: Jordan Matthews, Desiree Delmore, DeJuan Harris. I can keep going. So you got those guys up front that's gonna create the pressure. They're gonna throw a duck up there. There's gonna be a pick for us. So we got everything you need. We got the linebacker that's running sideline to sideline. They just flying around. Defense is looking great. They're moving fast. They're thinking. They just playing football, and that's making us better ultimately.
When did you learn that you were going to play on ESPNU your senior year? When did you learn that was confirmed?
Well, it was confirmed yesterday, but Coach Randall had a meeting with the seniors, and he kind of broke it to us, kind of like you got to get on our stuff now. So he broke that to us, and that was a so real moment, because you watch all those games on ESPN, you be like, man, I know my team good enough to play on that. But now we finally got the chance to show that. So that just, like I said, for all the people on our team, that's the hidden gems that we do have. That would be great exposure, I think.
We saw you Saturday at Shelton Sampson's commitment. You walked in with Jordan Matthews and a couple other your teammates and friends. We also saw Jaden Osbury there and some other names in recruiting. How close is this 2023 group here in South Louisiana and in the state? I know that you all aren't going to the same college, but it seems like y'all are pretty tight-knit.
Like you said, because we've been knowing each other since youth ball, probably before then. So playing against each other, playing with each other, and just staying in touch. And a lot of us have the same trainers, or we'll go work out together a lot of times. So I think that's what we kind of do in Baton Rouge in general. Like, we try to stick together because we know that it's really one big family here, even though it's a city. And I mean, they say it's big, it's still small because everyone knows each other, and we just try to stick together.
We will find out tonight if Rickie reconsidered. That will be the hashtag hopefully trending around social media. Rick, as we've told you over the last couple of days, bro, congratulations on all the success. You deserve everything that's coming towards you, and thank you so much for including us in this, man. We look forward to tonight.
Thank you.
You got it, bro. There he is, Rickie Collins, checking in from Woodlawn High School this morning. We will be out at Mason's Grill tonight for his announcement as we bring it to you live right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. So make sure that you are subscribed. Make sure that you have that alert button set for when we do go live, that you can follow us right here on the Jordy Culotta Show.
What a great personality.
He's got a great
He's
personality.
So
Once you
cute.
meet his mom, though, you will see,
I can't wait. He's adorable.
She'll pull me off the
I
field.
mean, she is incredible, bro. I mean, with a name like Precious.
I know. I love it.
You know what I
can't wait
mean?
to
Like, you
meet
know
them.
that she's going to have this personality just by, you don't even, before you even meet her, like when Ro was like, you talked to Precious yet? And I'm like, who? He's like, Rickie's mom, bro. And I'm like, her name's Precious? He was like, no doubt it is. I'm like, that's incredible. So, I mean, like, so as soon as you go in like with this thought, like Precious College. I wonder where to hello, like big, huge personality.
Let me put
you know,
you on
like
FaceTime.
yes, let me tell you how Wednesday's gonna go. You know, like yes, ma'am. But yeah, Rick last night, man, his mom, Marcus, and I went over to Mason's Grill just to kind of go through some of the logistics of what tonight's going to look like, feel like, sound like. And it was awesome. We sat at the table there for about 45 minutes, an hour, just kind of going back and forth and telling and hearing how Rick got to this point. It's no accident. You know what I mean? Like, he has got a great support system built in, people that truly care and give a damn about what is going on with him and, you know, what's happening in his life. And it's much more than sports. I know in the press release we said that he was a 3-sport athlete. He shined in basketball and baseball. We left out track and field.
Oh, really?
I mean, he's a stud
Wow.
on, you know, the track and field circuit for a while. I mean, he is a very well accomplished all around athlete and just an all around good kid. And I think that you will see that tonight if you watch the announcement, which I hope you do, on the YouTube channel right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. As we will talk to Marcus Randall, we'll talk to a teammate of his from Woodlawn. We'll also talk to his mom, Precious, and then we'll get the announcement from Rick at some point there in the first 30 minutes of tonight's broadcast. But as we said, we invite you to come out. Mason's Grill on Old Jefferson Highway. New ownership over there. Still the same great product and still the same great service. We were in there last night eating. Great bar area over at Mason's Grill. If you're looking for a spot to watch a game, post up, got good feels as far as the sports vibes go around you in the bar. But food's fantastic. The Sunday brunch is awesome. Like we said yesterday, I've never gone by there where there's not cars spilling out into Jefferson. I mean, it's always packed.
Those
It's
freaking
always
Bloody Marys. That's why
the
people
Bloody
go.
Marys.
Those
they
are
got a
nuts.
lot of stuff over there. So it is going to be a cool night over at Mason's. So come join us. That was cool to
Open
hear
bar
from
tab,
Rick.
right?
Yes, compliments of Lloyd.
I gotta invite Mikey.
We're taking all the fine money that Lloyd has racked up over the last
What's
couple of
the
weeks.
day?
Yeah, right. And we're gonna put it towards the bar tab. But it's gonna be a cool night, man. It really is, and I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully you can get out there and support one of our own, man. It's a Baton Rouge kid that's making his announcement and pledge to a university, and is going to be a great representative for all of us wherever he goes next. The Big Ten media rights deal. Did you see this? The shift in landscape. A lot of people were talking about this at SEC Media Days about what was going to be as far as media rights go. What you got?
People want to see how good of an athlete he is.
Yeah, show it.
Let's see.
Who are we crediting here?
This is Rickie
Good
Collins.
God.
This is Rickie.
Good
My gosh.
Lord. Look at the launch point. He's a foot inside the free throw line.
And windmills it.
Over somebody.
That's crazy.
He played basketball.
He quit.
He quit. I mean,
Don't let me say quit. I don't quit. He's focusing his
gosh.
attention on other stuff.
7-on-7s,
Yeah, right. But there is a new basketball coach at Woodlawn this year. They just hired a guy this year. My first stop would be to Matthews and Collins if I was a basketball coach.
Dude, you'd have to do the all-time flip of all flips. Like
Watch me work.
Yeah. I mean, I trust you.
Watch me work. I mean, especially if I caught sight of that video.
Yeah.
Ain't no way
Real.
that kid's walking the halls.
Come here, son.
Even though he's going to be an early enrollee. So, sorry, coach. Enjoy the video. But this is, look, here's a sign of what's to come here over the next couple of years for television deals and college football conferences, right? The Big Ten is announcing a new partnership and a new television deal that does not include ESPN. Ballsy move, right? I mean, think about how that worked out for hockey a couple of years ago when they said they wanted to go to NBC and they wanted to go, I believe they went to the Turner Broadcast Network. The new deal left them out of ESPN. So being off of ESPN for hockey meant that SportsCenter didn't have to show their clips, didn't have to show their game highlights, and hockey just about floated off into the abyss. Like just about became irrelevant. They recognized they had to get back to the table. They brought ESPN back into the partnership. Now hockey is gaining and seeing its popularity grow back to once where it was. The Big Ten is now going to ink a deal with CBS and NBC. The CBS deal alone is going to pay upwards of $380 million annually to the Big Ten. Now, it is a well-known, for a while there, it was sports' best-kept secret within sports media. Now, it is the secret that everybody talks about. It's no longer a secret. Everybody talks about the information. The CBS deal with the SEC is the kindest, best television deal for a television group in sports. I think it's been going on for like 16 years, and they pay $55 million annually. That includes the SEC title game, right? I mean, think about the famous CBS beat, right? I mean, like, Jesus Christ, is there anything better? I got goosebumps right now,
No, I love that.
right? So the SEC has had the ownership of that time slot for forever.
Oh, my gracious.
And it is paid, right, you can hear Uncle Vern right now coming in. But they have been paying somewhere around $55 million annually for that contract. That includes the best game of the weekend. That, for a while there, it was the LSU Invitational back in like 05, 06, 07. Then after Saban got Alabama rolling, now it feels like it's Alabama's home network. But they only have, and this has always kind of been pushback for CBS. So if CBS ends up paying, if they're going to pay $380 million annually to the Big Ten for some, for a pick of games, this is actually more than they were set to pay in their renegotiation and their re-upping with the SEC. So from a business standpoint, looks like bad business for CBS. Losing the SEC, picking up the Big Ten, paying more for a product in the Big Ten that's really the only draw for the Big Ten, right? Immediately is Ohio State and Michigan. Who else are they going to preview on that station, right? What
Michigan State, maybe?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Maryland, maybe.
Do they get the theme
Rutgers.
song?
Absolutely, they get the theme
Oh,
song.
it's not going to feel the same. That's
How long is USC and UCLA? 2025, 2026 before they get over there? I mean, I'd imagine that'll bring some cachet to the TV deal once they start playing. But, I mean, really, this is going to be Ohio State and Michigan's contract. But they lose the SEC, no ESPN, and NBC's also in the deal. And the part that CBS was struggling with in negotiating with the SEC is that the SEC wants more primetime slots.
Yeah.
And CBS contractually could only provide one primetime slot per season. And that would usually go to LSU, Alabama. Over the last couple of years, it went to Texas A&M and Alabama last year. I even think like Notre Dame and Georgia had it one year where they gave the primetime slot just because CBS wanted to,
Broad
eat at the
horizons.
trough of
Yeah.
Notre Dame
Yeah, well.
for a night. And see, like what those, the NBC television execs get to experience with that brand. But that was all CBS could offer as far as primetime programming went to the SEC. And the SEC wants primetime slots.
Yeah.
SEC is about to break the bank with ESPN, ABC. And they're going to have their primetime game at noon on ABC, at 2:30 or 3:30 on ABC. So they'll play at like 11 in the morning, 2:30 in the afternoon, and then they'll have a 7 o'clock at night feature broadcast. Right. I mean, like just football. Football.
Let's go.
Jesus, give me more. Yeah, right. I mean, just all day football.
All day.
SEC football.
ESPN has to get better broadcasters, though.
Got to get better talent.
Yeah,
they need to
they
put
better
Cole
talent.
Kubelik on the sideline for the primetime game. He and I were talking about this yesterday. He's the best analyst in
Yeah,
football.
that would
I'm
be
very biased, but I mean, listen to that guy break down football. He makes it as simple for the fan that may not even understand what like cover 2 is. You know what I mean? Like he makes it very simple, right? But he also can get like
Fan
down
like
in the
me.
weeds with you.
Cover
You know
two
what I mean?
beaters.
Yeah, right.
Katie was like,
Shade right here. If the guy floods here, this guy rolls. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just had the field cut in half,
Right,
bro.
right. Who's
You know what I mean?
rolling?
Like,
who's
Yeah,
shading?
yeah.
Just
Easy,
looking for the
easy,
telestrator
easy.
penis on the screen.
Exactly. OJ, I did it. But this, I mean, like the SEC's about to break the bank. I mean, both of these television deals, the Big Ten and the SEC, are like $1 billion deal.
was about to say,
billions.
Yeah.
What number would you throw out there?
I would say somewhere over just like $1.5 billion. You know what I mean? Somewhere probably like 1.8. You know what I mean? Like somewhere up in there where it's just
Nuts.
so much money that everybody can get paid. It's easy to get to the table with with a collective bargaining agreement with a representative for the student athletes, a representative for the conference, come together and say, all right, look, here's the flat fee that everybody's going to get paid. And I'm just talking about football because at some point I would break this thing off and let it become its own island and its own entity of, really just kind of Big Ten and SEC. Everybody else I could give a damn about.
True.
Right? So if I'm Oregon, if I'm Florida State, if I'm Ace, if I'm Miami, I'm kind of, like, hey, let me in. Let me in. How do we get in? How do we get in here?
Is CBS changing their marketing structure in terms of how many games they're going to show, or is it the same thing?
I don't know that. But
Gotta have NCIS on all day.
I know that they cannot offer the primetime slots that the SEC is looking for. That was always a big prohibitor for the SEC. I think they love their partnership, obviously, with CBS as far as like the production value and
it's top-notch.
showing the product off.
What are they showing during on Saturdays? And if it's not
I
that
know,
game,
that's
what's
what I'm
on
wondering,
CBS?
too.
Are
What
they
the
doing just
hell?
reruns?
Oh, it's like Murder She Wrote stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's.
Gotta
because if
be
you're not at the
something
game,
new.
then don't play.
I mean,
we're not going to compete.
48 hours. It's stuff that they have
NCIS,
sold. I mean,
NCIS,
it's
New Orleans, CSI, Las Vegas.
Yeah, a lot of CSI.
Actually filmed in California.
it's not the SEC though.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess they know that we're cooked. We can't compete
You're
with
dead.
these guys. Yeah.
You're dead. But I think that they will see the money that the SEC collects on some of these games that CBS I think could have been a part of, and they'll probably kick themselves
Absolutely,
for the next
they will.
25 years of you could have been a part of the explosion of college football and television deals with the biggest conference going, right? And the Southeastern Conference is it. And for as much as you want to add USC, UCLA, and even if the Big Ten nabs Notre Dame, which I would call them the favorite to do, it's still not the SEC. I mean, it's still not. It's not Georgia, Florida. Mm-hmm. It's not Tennessee, Bama. It's not LSU, A&M.
LSU, Florida.
It's not. I mean, it's not Arkansas. It's not even Arkansas, Missouri. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's a different feel in the when you're on. How tired are you going to get of Ohio State and Michigan in this CBS? I imagine what it's like watching Alabama.
Right. It's just the
or
fatigue.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote Dr. Quinn, medicine woman.
I think. I mean, like.
Does that still come on?
I wouldn't even know what to guess what a TV series, like the name of a TV series is now.
Me either.
Like,
I mean, I
They
stream
still show the same
everything.
ones.
No, I'm sure.
It's all
Yeah.
the same things.
I'm sure.
Could you imagine being a writer in that room? Like, we got to
Jeez.
come up with another. How many times can we kill somebody?
Yeah, it's just murders over and over.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
solving murders.
I mean,
That's
the
all anybody
best-
wants to see.
The best was Horatio Kane in CSI Miami, the intro, and then he'd be like, they got decapitated. I guess heads were rolling. Sunglasses, wah! And then straight into the Who song. You're just like, I'm in. I'm locked
Here,
in
let's
from
go.
9 to 10. Then I got to go to bed.
I mean, I'm a sucker for 48 hours in Dateline. I'll
Yeah,
stop
same.
every time.
I like Dayline.
I'll stop every
on
time.
Dayline.
I mean,
Okay.
I would probably stop over Arkansas,
Outing
Missouri.
yourself.
Oh,
You know what
You're
I mean?
outing yourself.
I know. Yeah, no.
It does
Huge
pull you
head.
in.
Wait, what
Huge head.
happened?
Yeah, right. Rewind it.
Wait, is that Dateline?
Who's this?
Go back.
It's always a husband or boyfriend killing the girl.
Scott
Every
Peterson.
time. Every time.
Hey,
And then there's
And
the,
y'all
enjoy
always
that.
guilty.
Catch him going to the Home
Always
Depot to
guilty.
buy the duct tape and the tarp.
Yes.
Use his
With the
credit card.
girlfriend.
Like this fucking. Do you not watch 48 Hours, bro?
that's Joe Rodriguez.
Right.
guys buying rope.
And then,
Gloves.
He's definitely a suspect.
Absolutely.
Walking in with a hat on.
Yeah.
There he is, right
A
there.
hacksaw. I'm
right.
returning this.
Blood all over it.
Yeah.
You didn't even clean it.
I work at a farm. And then there's the dreaded 60 minutes at the end of
I can't do
every-
60 minutes.
Well, no,
Oh, yeah, I
because
don't
the tick,
either.
tick, tick is
Yeah,
it's
I
over.
can't.
I'm
60
ready. It's
minutes.
cooked.
It's
60
time to go
minutes.
to bed.
60 minutes takes me back to like when I was a kid, like school
That's
tomorrow,
exactly what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
You know
It
what I
makes
mean?
me think of being at my grandparents' house.
or just like football's over,
It's
like
over,
school's
you have to
tomorrow.
go
I
to
didn't
bed.
even do my homework.
And
I didn't even buy the book.
Not even looking.
Yeah, like the book report's due tomorrow. I didn't even tell my parents about the book.
That's what your dad would say. Like, we're all good for tomorrow. You're like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do we have to wake up early?
No, yes, sir.
Do I need to write you an excuse?
Doctor.
It still comes on.
Yeah.
It's
All of this stuff's
all
over.
this stuff.
That's nuts.
Like, bring
isn't
up
it?
CBS's television schedule.
I know. Like, what the
I mean,
hell
like,
are
let's
people
see
doing?
who CBS is marketing to.
The
You know?
people that-
Marketing to like boomers,
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I
in the
gave
evenings,
up
right?
on football.
No doubt. No,
Yeah.
they're marketing to our grandparents.
Yeah,
Because our
absolutely.
grandparents are the ones that are sitting down in the living room at appointment television time
Yes.
saying, I'm telling you, if I called my grandmother today,
Yeah.
whatever time
Call her right now.
Days of Our Lives are on, whatever
Oh,
time
yeah.
that is,
Okay.
like the building could be burning.
Yeah.
The city could be rioting. There could be, I mean, just like people walking the streets, and she wouldn't give a damn.
No.
She wouldn't answer the phone and would be pissed off at me for calling in that window.
My
Yes.
grandmother left me a voicemail the other day and told me the times to call her back, but don't call back during Wheel of Fortune because she won't. be
absolutely.
here.
Okay,
And if
so
she was dead.
No
ass
doubt about it.
serious.
Hit me.
CBS schedule
Give me
today.
CBS's schedule for today.
Right now is CBS mornings. Next, from 9 to 10 is the Kelly Clarkson show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let the record show that CBS Sunday Morning is my favorite television
Same.
broadcast.
I love CBS.
Like, as
Sunday
far as
morning.
old school broadcasting television, Jane Pauley's gig on a Sunday morning from 8 to 9:30 is the best television going.
The
Go ahead,
whole- The
Stewie.
whole CBS Sunday
I agree.
is good.
10 to 11, The Price is Right.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Great.
Drew Carey.
Strong,
11 to
bitch.
12, Young and the Restless.
Okay, so it's 11 to 12.
And then noon, they have the noon news. And then 12:30 to 1 is The Bold and Beautiful. 1 to 2 is The
This
Talk.
is just hospice care.
2 to 3 is
It is.
Let's Make a Deal. And that's the end of the schedule for the day.
The Wednesday night programming, 8 p.m. Big Brother, 9 o'clock The Challenge USA, 10 p.m. SWAT, 8 p.m. Young Sheldon, 8:30 Ghost, 9 o'clock Big Brother, 10 p.m. CSI.
Wow,
Vegas.
9 o'clock Big Brother.
Thursday's
Like, that's
broadcast.
prime
It's like
time.
Wednesday and
Came
Thursday's
on.
night.
Well, I mean, how long
Is
has
that
Big Brother
new?
been running?
I would love to be on Big Brother.
But like,
Really?
new Big
Lloyd, you might be a
Brothers are out.
superstar in Big
I,
Brother.
would, I
bro.
think I would
Yeah.
love to be on
Lloyd.
Big
You
Brother.
need
Yeah.
to audition for it.
I don't know how you do
Write in.
that.
I'm sure
Oh,
you just write in
Lloyd.
for
I mean,
it.
dude, we're partners with the CBS affiliate here in
You've
town.
got
We
to.
gotta
I
have
would
an in.
thrive at Big Brother. That's the only one that
You've
I feel like
gotta
I could
do it.
actually win. I don't even know how you win, but it just feels like it's a room full of people
gotta
where
get 'em on
all you
Big
do is
Brother.
start rumors.
We got to get
We
him on
gotta
the
get him on
rerun.
Yeah,
Big
we
Brother.
definitely gotta get
You know
Lloyd.
what reality show would exploit me more than any is the one that travels the world. When you have a partner,
Oh,
and you
Amazing
do
Race?
The Amazing
Yeah.
Race. I would be out on the first
I'm
mission.
cooked.
Really?
I'm cooked.
Not only would I be out, I would embarrass myself
No,
at,
that's
at
what I'm
how
saying.
quickly I can
No,
get mad
it
at
would
somebody.
exploit me.
Yeah,
it would exploit, like Culotta's a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I thought you had the fucking
yeah, right. Hell no, I don't know where I'm going.
Where's the key?
Right. What do you mean we would kill what we eat?
What about Naked and Afraid? Would
Yeah,
you-
I'd be out. I'm out.
Oh, you wouldn't do it.
I'd be cooked
I don't
like the
want my.
first.
I don't want bug bites.
Was Stephen A. Smith on General Hospital?
Yes.
Is this true?
Yes.
No. What?
Andrew Messina, Stephen A. Smith was on General Hospital. LOL.
Sneaky IMDb, Stephen A.
Really? Like a recurring role?
I
No
think
way.
yeah, he's been on more than once.
Hey,
That's crazy.
Steven's making that bag.
That soap opera money's long.
Yeah, I was about
Oh
to
my
say.
God.
Long.
Money's good.
I mean, they're all it's like
Long.
the same people that were on there when I was little. I feel like.
Did you hear Dan Patrick's story about Price is Right?
No.
You know Dan Patrick, the famous ESPN
Yeah.
Sports Center anchor? They were looking for Bob Barker's replacement.
Yeah.
And he was a finalist. And he was covering the Final Four in San Antonio. And they were going to recreate a set on San Antonio's Final Four campus, wherever he was covering the Final Four. And Dan Patrick
For
said
his audition, like a set for
he
his
wanted
audition.
his audition, like one of his final auditions. He
Yeah.
had made it like to the last stages of the
So
hosting,
good, too.
Yeah.
like interview process. And Price is Right comes down there, auditions him, and he says, they said, you have one more audition. Like, you're a finalist, bro. You're about to get this job. He's like, like, would you take it if you get it? And he's like, yeah, how much does it pay? And they were like, we can't tell you until you take the job officially. And he's
What?
like, I can't do that. He's like, I can't. I'm not in a position to set myself up to not know when I'm going. I'm leaving a full-time independent gig that I've just started to do this. I need to know if I'm going to be able to make it work.
Self-sustain.
Yeah.
2 days later, they announced Drew Carey is the new host of The Price is Right, is going to be making $10 million annually.
Oh.
Dan Patrick said his wife walked downstairs and nearly divorced him.
I
Oh,
mean,
I
but
probably
how
wouldn't
can you
eat.
tell somebody to take a job and you don't tell them what your salary is
Yeah.
going
It's
to
either
be?
That's like-
super
I
good or
mean,
super bad.
I guess
Yeah.
you know it's going to be good if you're hosting The Price is Right, but I mean, still, you can't do
You gotta
that.
tell me something.
You got to say
Like,
something.
Throw a number around there.
Coach,
Spitball it.
if they're creating a
man.
set for me in San Antonio and they're flying it down from
That's
Hollywood,
True. That's
Yeah.
true.
you know
You're
what?
right. You're right.
They ain't paying me $250 a year.
That's
How
true.
many times did he
You know
told
what I
himself
mean?
that
Like,
after he's
I
like,
mean, like, I would hope my
signs are all
agent.
around
I hope
me.
my agent would be like, "Hey, man, before you make like a drastic decision here,
Yeah. Think
like
about
tell Price is Right no. Like realize they have flown their set down
Yeah.
for you to like see if you're the guy."
I would
Kind of a
cry.
big
Boy!
You know what I mean? Like, not only that, Price is Right has been on network television now for 50 years. You know what I mean? Like
Twice a day.
the staying ability of
man.
that I mean, Bob Barker's probably worth
God damn that Bob Barker.
hundreds.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Yes, we tried to kill him a couple of weeks ago, and he's alive.
He's barely alive, right?
Too much money to die.
Yeah.
Looks
Come on
great.
now.
He's got way too much. He's got
He's probably
James
gonna be,
Cameron
like,
type money.
cryo-frozen or something
Yes,
like that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably
Come
seeing
on,
Bob Barker's double.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like his
One of the-
stunt guy.
Yeah.
You
One
know,
of
like,
the
Bob. Hey, how are you?
On the search, one of the YouTube things says, "Is Bob Barker still alive?" And in parentheses it says, "Not for long."
That's so sad.
Wow, only
He looks
70
half
million.
dead.
70 million.
I think it would be more than that.
That's what
I
he's
would think
worth.
too.
Bob Barker.
Still, like 70 million.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, yeah, it's okay.
And it,
Have your pet spayed and neutered. It is.
have your people spayed and neutered.
Yeah, right.
For real.
But it ate up Dan Patrick so badly he created Sports Jeopardy. Do you remember that show? That was
that's
on.
right.
It was like one of the original I guess plus versions, but it was free.
Yeah.
That he just put on the NBC Sports Network app. We used to spend many a night just let those things roll.
Yeah.
We would watch it all the time. But I don't think it. But because he couldn't get the Price is Right job, he was like, "There's money in this market for game shows."
For sure.
And so he I'm gonna do Sports Jeopardy. He was great at it, but
Oh, he'd have been great at The Price is Right.
that's
Yeah,
what I'm
he
saying. I
would've
think it
been.
ate him up so badly that he was like, "Well, let me see if I can jump into this." And now Peyton Manning started his own sports game show
Yes.
on the Omaha,
Oh, I saw that.
and he's great at it.
Yeah.
You got to be on
Yeah.
Game show money is like the soap opera money
Yeah.
we're talking about.
on every day.
I
Didn't
mean,
LeBron
how
start his
much
own
money
game
did
show
Alex
too?
Trebek die with? I mean, find out what Trebek is worth. How long did he host Jeopardy? 30 years?
I don't know, at least. Yeah.
25 years?
Yeah.
I mean, and the thing about hosting a game show is you probably show up on a Monday and you knock all 5 shows out for the
Yeah.
week. And
he
now
was
you're
so
like
well
your
respected.
schedule, and it's seasonal.
Well, what about Pat and Vanna?
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
they've
saying.
literally
And-
been the
well,
only
I mean,
people to ever do
The
it.
Jeopardy
Not only
theme
that,
song is
they show you how rich
burned
they
into
are
my
every
brain.
day because they look 25.
It's so scary.
I
I,
mean,
don't understand
my
it.
Pat
grandma-
Sajak.
My grandma would get on me for talking during Jeopardy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like shut the fuck up.
Absolutely. Leave the room.
Yeah.
Leave the
Smoking a
room.
cigarette inside.
Yeah, right.
Watch it.
Bro,
I know,
it's
right?
like people
Scotch and a
answering
cig.
history questions.
Yeah.
What is Mesopotamia?
Damn it!
I know that
Daily
sounds
double.
the worst.
Right.
The worst.
I'll be back.
Remember, Daily, we're brought to you by our friends over at Dead Soxy. If you use the promo code, check out the selection right here in our sock drawer. You can use the promo code Jordy to save yourself up to 35% over at Dead Soxy. DeadSoxy.com is where you can find them online. DeadSoxy.com. They got custom designed dress socks, including a Joe Burrow set that is fantastic.
That no one will wear.
Where is Joey? Do we have
He's
some?
in here, yeah.
Me and Joe are the same age.
Did someone take? Oh, I was about to say, did y'all take the Joeys out? No, I think these are so cute.
I'll take the Joeys out.
Did y'all take the Joeys out?
I'll take the Joeys out.
I don't understand why grown men won't wear Joe Burrow socks.
I do.
Okay, David does.
Yeah.
Okay,
You picked out David's clothes.
that's true. So yes, he will be wearing these.
Just the
They're
Burrow
great.
socks, walking the goat,
But these,
Tucked in.
smoking a cigarette.
That's the best ones right there.
these are the best ones.
They are the
ever.
best.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
the
can't.
Where are the
I'm
no-shows?
So obsessed with
I have no shows on.
Man, we got to start pimping those as well. I know they're not as sexy to show on TV, but they are
they
functional.
are. It shows more of your foot. That's what the people want. Give them what
Yeah.
they want, y'all.
Katie?
Not our feet.
Slide those shoes off, Katie.
You don't know. I don't know. I think y'all's feet do it too.
No, you don't want to see mine.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I got
you
Michael.
don't-
I got Michael Jordan feet.
I don't think I've ever seen any of
My
your
feet
feet
are
in this
cooked.
room.
Yeah.
Like
We
bare
Good.
feet.
Thank
we
you.
showed our
Yeah.
feet on the Super Bowl stream. The first
Your
one we
bare
ever
feet,
did. Oh, yeah, some guy was in the
Oh
chat.
God, it got
Yeah,
super
that guy
weird.
was
It got
weird.
super weird.
It
That
got
guy was
really
It was an
weird.
electric factory.
It was.
What happened to him? Did someone block him? Maybe.
No, he just comes out. He comes out every live stream for a sporting
Watch
event. Like we
party.
do watch parties.
It's
He
someone
shows
you
up
know.
every
It's a
time.
friend. It has to be.
He's like, let me see them toes.
It
Yeah.
has to
Yeah,
be.
the first time we did a watch party when I was here, they were like, "There's the toes guy," and I was
Yeah.
like,
And it was
"What
the
are you
first
talking
time he
about?"
had popped up since the Super Bowl. It was unbelievable.
That's so strange.
It was awesome.
And they were like,
Wow.
"Stewie, show your feet," and I was
Why
like,
won't you
"No."
show your feet?
I haven't looked at him
curious.
lately. I mean, I usually
What
don't
do you
care.
mean? How do
but-
you not see your own feet? Don't you shower?
He gets in the shower with just his body.
Do you
Yeah.
shower in your socks?
You don't?
Lloyd's so vain, he probably showers with his clothes on.
Yeah.
I've seen him do
Done
it.
it. I've done
Showers
Shot
with a mirror?
video like
Yeah.
that. Showers with a mirror.
Such a
American
terrible
Psycho.
body.
It's like that. Oh my god.
Mom,
Did I get this spot?
help me.
I'm trying to shave right here.
Rev,
So
you're gonna thank me later.
We'll be back with the second hour here, the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. We love the crew over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Chef Shane and his crew dropping off the meals every Monday here to FM Digital Media, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. Me or the crew's going through our meals over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Their weekly pre-order, freshly made meals, or you can walk into the cooler over there on Airline Highway. They have that fresh, same service over there at Fresh Chef Eats. FreshChefEats.com is where you can find them online. Fresh Chef Kitchen. Tell them you heard it right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
We've seen the BK takeover stuff from LSU and social media, and really in his short time in Baton Rouge, there's been a lot of people embracing his approach to building this roster. What's it like to recruit alongside him?
Oh, it's been great. Coach has been awesome to me because he lets me be myself when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to coaching. He lets his coaches coach, lets his coaches recruit. So I have no complaints on that end. And when I need him to get in touch with a kid, he's there for me. The communication line has been great. He's just been nothing but supportive.
But this opportunity was different. You have a chance to come to a place with unbelievable tradition, work for the winningest head coach in college football. Just be at a state. I've never been at a state where football's king, and if you just dominate your state, you're going to get some of the best players that there are.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think, getting through spring, I mean, most of it was obviously just installing the offense. And I think all four guys really made some strides in terms of that and showed a lot of positives. Obviously, which, you guys get to talk about all the time. So you guys,
Sure.
But all four have done a great job. They did. I think they did a really nice job in spring of taking strides forward individually, and everybody's different in terms of what they need to get better at and what they need to show. And then move it into summer, and I love the way they're working right now in the weight room for Coach Flint. But like I said, I think spring a lot was everything was new for everybody. So especially at the beginning, there wasn't as much evaluation, say the first few days, get into the flow, and then I think we got some good opportunities for some guys to get some reps, and I think everybody showed some positives.
All right, did Rickie reconsider? We'll find out tonight. Rickie Collins, quarterback from Woodlawn, is going to make his announcement live from Mason's Grill on Old Jefferson Highway at 7 o'clock right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. You got to head up to Jordy Culotta Show YouTube. You're obviously already here. And if you have not subscribed, hit that subscription button, and then right next to the subscribe button, you see that bell. Click the bell, and once we go live, you'll be notified. Hit that like button, share button, comment button if you don't mind for us on this Wednesday. We'll take your mailbag questions, also your voicemails. Also, your phone calls.
Anybody leave any voicemails?
No voicemails.
No new voicemails? I have one. Somebody called one on my phone.
Somebody left you a voicemail from
The
Mailbag?
show?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a random?
Random.
First time, long
no.
time.
Who would have your number that you didn't know?
We on here, Stewie?
Good morning, Jordy. Despite the fact that only 11 teams since 1950 who've been ranked number one preseason have gone on to win the national championship, the national sports pundits are busy heaping praise on the Alabama preseason, even going as far as saying that only a handful of teams can stop them this season, and LSU is one of them. So given all this information and in spite of all the history, what is the best action movie of all time? Why is it Die Hard?
Who the hell is that?
Was that real?
Who is that?
It's Wes Metter.
What a voice.
What
Great
a
voice.
voice.
Incredible voice.
I thought that was Siri.
I
Like
mean,
the
I
male
didn't know
Siri.
what was happening.
What is the
Serious.
greatest
Male
action movie of all time?
Incredible
Why is it
voice,
Die
though.
Hard?
It was like EA Sports
Yeah.
in the game.
I mean,
we need to get him to do some reads.
we used to have him do someone off the bench.
Oh, yeah?
Hey, Bears line and make.
That's amazing.
Best action movie? Die Hard?
It might be John Wick.
Is it Top Gun?
No, John Wick is
It's-
definitely.
Is it
Yeah,
Top Gun
it's
It might
Maverick?
be
John
Top
Wick.
Gun too. Yeah.
No, it's John Wick.
It's John Wick for sure.
John Wick.
I would watch those over and over.
And he's coming out with
I
another
know.
one.
Oh, I love
Injected
Keanu.
in my veins.
I know. Love it.
killed
Keanu
Bo-
Reeves is just like
God,
sneaky
he's
good.
good.
Like, I
He
don't
killed
know.
Boban in John Wick too.
Remember when
The
people
basketball
didn't like
player.
him for a while? When people said he wasn't a good actor?
Well, I think there's still some of that out there.
He's
He's
just
just very. He
dark.
is who he is.
But why did they do that? Was it after Bill and Ted that happened?
No, it was after The Matrix because he had like.
That's right.
It was like this. He's not acting. It's just like
That's
a very
right.
CGI movie. And then The
Yeah.
Matrix progressively got worse.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I
he's
didn't
like, he
even
can't
watch the
carry a
new
lead role.
Matrix.
It was weird. It freaked me out for a little bit because he's, spoiler alert, he's in the Matrix Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
realize that he thought he had walked away. The Matrix has become so vast that he's actually still in the Matrix, so they go to pull him out of the fake Matrix.
Right, you have to be stone cold sober.
I was
to
stone
watch
cold
that.
stoned, and I was like,
Yeah, there's no
am
way.
I in the Matrix right now, dude? Like, it freaked me out.
You
I
got to
was
be in
like,
the right mindset.
John Wick?
No.
No, where have we been?
Speaking of stone cold
Talking about the
stoned.
Matrix. What? Aren't you here with
First
us?
class on page 62.
Culotta, turn to page 62.
That would be an
He's
all-time.
like, wait, what?
Oh my God.
Can you read paragraph 3 for us, please?
Yeah, no doubt, man.
The worst, when you're in elementary school and you're
The
doing
best.
the head count of like when you're gonna read, and you're like,
Yeah.
where's the paragraph at the start? And then you forget, you're like, oh.
We were in music classes. It might have been like the first or second day of school, and my buddy Beau Fourier, who is still to this day one of my best friends, he and I were in music class, goofing off in the back, and she hit us with a question. Beau, what's the answer? You know what I mean? We're like, like head down. I was like, amen, amen, amen. He's like, amen? She was like, get the hell out of here. Right. Whoa, no, I don't know. He like, look at you, motherfucker.
I'll take anything at this point.
Jordy.
Jordy, what was it? I'm like,
Amen.
what was the question again?
I got so thrown off
I
by
couldn't
Beau.
believe Beau said amen.
I don't know what's going on right now.
I'm confused.
That's so
Jordy's in the back of the window.
Give them the phone number, Jordy, so they can call us.
225-229-7741. 225-229-7741. Rove Camara is the suffix of the number. 225-229-7741. Have a take, don't suck. If you want to call in, let's talk LSU football. Let's talk quarterbacks. Let's talk New Orleans Saints. No Jameis again yesterday in Metairie. I'm good, though.
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
He sprained his foot.
He might need to take Mike Thomas's foot.
Might
need
go
to
to
get
his
that-
Don't touch that foot.
Yeah, might need
Don't touch that
Or he
foot.
might need to go to his foot guy, as Lloyd said.
Yeah.
Foot guy.
Nick Underhill said he's all good. So
Yeah,
that's
I'm good with it.
gospel.
I'm
Amen.
good with it. I'm good with it. Give him a couple of days off. Rolling out.
I mean, he's a goofy guy. Like, he's
is.
goofy athletic.
It's one thing about pros and injuries, man. They will put you on the shelf for a bruise.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they will, especially somebody like him who's made the team, doesn't have to prove anything.
QB1, however.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not knocking it.
Yeah,
but
to protect you, right?
as it's crazy just how much more fragile you get. The
Better you get.
the more money you make in sports. You know what I mean?
Put
Right?
him on the shelf. It's okay. He'll
Who
be
was
fine.
it that was out with like a toe for a while? It was a Saints player.
Deion Sanders missed like a year
Yeah.
with turf
Well,
toe.
Deion had to
The only
cut his
reason why
toes
I ever
off.
heard of turf toe was because of Deion
That's
Sanders.
so gross. Such a gross term.
It
You
is a
talk
gross
about
term.
bad
Ugh.
feet. Dion has all-time bad feet.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Was
Same thing. They got the hook toe.
Jordan used to take his socks off to his toes and not take them completely off while the media was there, so nobody could get a shot of his
Yeah.
feet with his camera. Like,
Basketball.
give you an idea
on
of
your
how just
Janky
insecure,
those things were.
right?
Yeah.
Like even Jordan, like year 15, still covering up the toes, didn't want you to see him.
Why is that?
I mean,
I
have you
mean-
ever seen Boosie's reaction when Shaq shows him his feet on Instagram Live?
No.
Usually lives on Instagram Live.
Well, they banned him now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
no, he got
Instagram was
another-
a totally different platform
Got
when
another
Boosie was there.
Instagram.
Did he really?
Yeah, he
Hit me with it. Send it to me.
All right, I
But
got
he
you.
used to do the IG lives,
Oh, yeah.
right? I mean, he would have the funniest takes. You know what I mean? Like, show me your lips. I hit you on Cash App. You know what I mean? Bro, I mean, it was gross.
Quarantine
And then
was
one time he had Shaq buddy up with, like do the how you can bring somebody in on
Yeah.
Instagram Live, and shit, like Shaq's sitting in his. Like sitting down in his room somewhere, and they're like, and Shaq's like, "I'll show you my feet right now." And Boosie's like, "No, you won't, man." And he's like, "I'll do it right now." And they show, and Shaq like shows his
watching it
feet
right now.
on, and Boosie's reaction, it will make you cry. He's like, "Ah!" I mean, like he is like running away
we
from
play
the
it, or are
screen.
we not
Yeah,
I mean-
maybe. Do you hear him?
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Oh, Shaq's lubing his feet up for him. He's
Wait,
dying.
you have it on the.
Yeah.
Cordell Music Primetime got 2 toes amputated. That was recently.
Yeah.
That was like a
this
couple
this
of
year.
months ago.
Yeah.
He was like
Toes
rolling
though.
around.
Wait,
I don't know.
did you ever see the video of his son? They were sitting in his office, and his son's like, "Dad, you know I'm always 10 toes down for you." And he's like, "What you talking about, bro?" And he's like, "Daddy, you know I'm always 10 toes down for you." And then he thinks about it, he's like, "Man, get out of my office, dog."
Get out of my house.
I wish we could play Boosie's IG.
Can
I got it
You
pulled
got
up,
it. You
yeah.
got it up.
Oh, can we play it? Yeah, play it.
Yeah,
Play
no
it.
sound.
Play it
It's just,
for me.
it's
What?
just
Back it
I
up,
know
back it
y'all
up.
love the sound.
Back
but
it up a
I
little
can't-
bit.
I can't trust Boosie.
Is his foot like blurred out?
Shaq's just
No,
like
he's
boiling
lubing it up.
Oh God, why? Why is he rubbing it like that?
I wish. Look at.
What?
He's dying.
He's just like in the studio. Like,
Why all the lube?
in the Shaq. Oh, promo.
Oh, hey!
whoa.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
We're live.
Yeah,
Understand.
right. I'll bill you later.
Yeah.
They're not talking about feet, I don't think.
That was gross.
No way.
Now
Star
it's
Wars feet.
replaying on my computer up close.
Boosie.
What is
Get the
the
sound
deal
on
with
it
that?
later.
Ugh. Sophie's feet after basketball games, even like
gonna
her
get worse.
socks are just
Yeah.
covered in blood.
Yeah.
She's pulling. I'm like,
Mm.
what is
Well, I believe
happening?
Michael Jordan said like the Jordan 1s is
Made
what.
his feet well, he wore them in the last time he played
Yeah,
in
the
Madison
MSG.
Square.
Yeah, when they were bleeding.
Yeah, her feet are.
All right, we got a phone call coming in.
All right.
Stewie, getting it set up. Remember, the phone number is 225-229-7741. Have a take, don't suck. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Zach from Texas, noted Rico Delgado hater.
Nice.
Yeah,
What's up,
great.
Zachy?
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
So I want to know what's the from 1 to 10, what's the level of meltdown going to be when we lose a game we're not supposed to this year? I am an optimist, but we have to be realistic.
The melt could be a 12 if it's Florida State.
Go
But
back to UCLA.
Yeah, I think a couple of games in the tank before they could get upended would be ideal. The first one I see that could happen is Auburn, and I don't know if that would be a huge like upset. I just think that that's a game that can go either way for LSU very early in the season. That you could potentially get some pushback on. I think they're going to beat Florida State. I don't know a lot about Florida State, but I just feel like with everything that LSU has in their corner for that game, most notably the home crowd and the home city and the comfort of a bus ride down an interstate to the game, is going to set them up and put them in a good mindset for that. I think it's going to be close, but I think LSU ultimately wins. That is the game that I think swings the season for them. I mean, you rarely see it being game one, but for LSU to get to 8-9 wins this season, that's the game that I look on the schedule that really swings them, is the Florida State game. You got to win that game to have, to really have the momentum push. And I know that teams improve between weeks 1 and 2, and teams are different in week 8 than they are in week 1, but I think that that's an enormous game for just the overall outlook of the year, the overall look of the year. So, look, I think that Brian Kelly's got a little bit of grace built in, but I think if he comes out opening night and they that could be an ultimate melt. But I do believe that there's some built-in grace for Kelly. I don't think that you'll see the melts as burning bright as they have been the last couple of years if something was to go wrong, just as far as like a loss goes this year. I mean, obviously, if things look bad and there's wasted timeouts and they can't get personnel groupings and they're subbing in and out and don't know where they are, then obviously they'll have some meltdown. But I don't think you'll see that stuff with Kelly. I think, moreover, that'll be more encouraging of how much organized, how much more structured they look to the fan base than anything else.
You have to pick one to lose, or between these two, you have to pick one: Florida State or Mississippi State.
Mississippi State.
See, you're on the other end. Last year, we did this with UCLA.
I just think it's a big
spot.
I don't think that they're going to make the SEC Western Division.
Get another call.
SEC champions.
Yeah,
they're not going to be the. They're going to win the West.
Yeah,
get another call.
So I would sacrifice
just to keep this thing rolling.
Have a take, don't suck. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Cordell.
What up, Cordell?
What up?
What's happening?
Hey, I got a question. So since last year it was a big problem with LSU's offense, give me your prediction on their rushing yards per game this year.
Well, this is obviously going to come a lot down to the offensive line, and that is the part of this team early on in the season that I have a lot of questions about, right? I mean, I think that and the thing about the offensive line questions is that you really won't have them answered until you get into action. I mean, it will be fun to see Thursday morning. We're going to head over to the scrimmage tomorrow inside Tiger Stadium to see what that offensive line looks like. That's at least where my eyes will go first, to see what that group looks like, especially going up against this defensive front every day. I mean, that group will, if nothing else, make you better.
Hopefully we get to see a fight.
But I think that they will commit to the run because I think that they believe in their running backs, and I think that they can find some juice on this offensive line. I think that they can get some production out of a group that has very low expectation going into the year. So, I mean, look, I think, somewhere around 85, 90 yards a game on the ground, rushing, would make sense.
Isn't it dependent on who the quarterback is?
Average.
Because if it's...
No, but I'm reserved that it's going to be either Nussmeier or Daniels, and that those guys are going to be able to run.
Takes it up a tick.
Yeah, a
he's
little
better
bit.
runner than Nussmeier.
I'm just talking about on average.
Yeah, I guess averaging more than 100 would be a lot. But if you're only averaging 90 on the ground, you better be tossing that thing around, huh?
Look at where their playmakers are.
Yeah.
40 or 50 times a game.
Would you rather spread the ball between Kayshawn, Jack Besh, and Malik Neighbors, or pound it to John Emery the whole game?
And
or run Jaden Daniels? You know
I'll take
what I
my
mean?
chances with
Put
the
him in a
receivers.
shotgun, let him throw intermediate, quick routes, get the ball out of his hand. When you have question marks at the offensive line, to me, the easiest way to hide him is to get the ball out of your quarterback's
Local
hand
quarterback
fast.
and get it
And you've got playmakers all around you, right? So just put it in their hands and let them play one-on-one in space. Let them play to their advantage, right? So, I mean, we're going to debate the quarterback all fall until they make an announcement on who it's going to be.
And then we'll debate it
Really,
some more.
the job of the quarterback is just to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers and let them make plays, right? That spot shouldn't have to lose a game. I mean, obviously they'll have a lot of the attention, but really, planned correctly, the ball needs to be spread out to all of these guys around that position for that position to shine. So, I mean, I really do believe that it's going to be Nussmeier or Daniels, and the one that understands more than the other that, look, I got to manage this thing. I mean, and it's not a criticism. I know game manager as a quarterback is poison to some people's ears when they hear the term, but to me it's effective play, right? Especially at a school like LSU where athletes are better than that position all over the field. So get the ball to the hands of Kayshawn. Let Malik Neighbors touch it. Let Jack Besh, let John Emery, let these guys impact the game with the ball in their hands, and that's the quarterback's role. And that could hide warts on an offensive line for an amount of time.
Technically speaking, wouldn't that be the best suited for that would be Miles Brennan?
Get another call.
It's Hunter.
No.
I could know.
No, I mean, because you still have to be able to move back there.
Yeah, but
You
I
know
mean,
what
you
I
say
mean?
get it out quick.
No, I understand. And you're right. I mean, from a theory standpoint, but that player still has to be a playmaker.
Yeah.
In that position, right? I mean, you still got to be able to wiggle out and keep plays alive. I think a lot of the success of LSU's offense will be made in ad-lib scenario. You know what I mean? At least early on, with an offensive line that can't protect you, or at least has question marks about protection, the quarterback's going to have to make a play. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Have a take, don't suck.
What's up, man? It's Cal. Calling with a trivia question. Do you guys know which team in the country has the longest active winning streak?
The longest active
winning streak.
Winning streak?
What team in the country has the longest active
Oof.
Longest active winning streak.
Is it BYU?
It's the Raging Cajuns, man.
Oh, bro, you set me up
Can
on
we
that.
expect any coverage on them this season?
Say it again. Repeat the last part.
Can we expect any coverage on them this season from the Culotta Show?
Yeah, absolutely. No. We will talk to the Cajuns down there. Obviously, we had a chance to build a great relationship with the program, Coach Napier, and the Cajuns down there over the last couple of years, and through that made a lot of good contacts. So we will absolutely cover the Cajuns and get some coverage for you right here on the Jordy Culotta Show.
Don't
you have
you
another one?
dare shake his hand.
They hung up.
Call back.
Call him back.
If you just called, did you get the number?
Yeah.
Call them back.
They're gonna be like
Nothing better than the dial tone, the ring
Yeah.
on the radio.
Give him a little action.
Remember our friends over at Cajun Ready Mix Concrete?
I'll call them.
Have a take, don't suck. Yes, this is the Jordy Culotta Show calling you back. We just missed your call. How are you? Who is this?
Am I on?
You're live.
This is Mortimer Duke from the firm Duke and Duke Brothers, where our motto is looking good, Jordy, feeling good, Jordy. And got 2 questions for you.
Hit me.
Number one, if you'd like to secure our services for the accounting for your profanity jar, because apparently there is no accounting for that right now.
There's not.
There is. Show the jar.
There
We
is a
have
jar back here, yes, but we have not paid up. Yes, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, and number 2, on the sports side, who in studio has the best feet and the best shoe game? And I'll hang up and listen to your response. But call us if you'd like to retain our services.
Thank you. Please text the number to the show.
Who are you for real? That's awesome.
It sounded like Josh. It sounded like Josh from Loudest.
It did.
Is it Wes?
Who's Wes?
A shit.
Accounting?
No.
It was Duke
he
and
would
Duke
not
Brothers.
Be calling. No.
Sounded like Josh, man.
I don't know who that was.
It did kind of sound
Mortimer?
like Josh. It might have been
Mortimer.
Josh because he commented last night about calls.
Did he?
So it could have been Josh.
Got 2 text message questions.
Hit me.
Well, wait, answer the question. Best feet and shoe game. I clearly have the best shoe game, hands down.
Whoa.
I do. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, she does.
Roe even said that.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I don't think that's up for
Duke
debate.
is from Trading Places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just hit
The Eddie Murphy,
Yes.
Crap,
Eddie
Movie is so
Murphy
funny.
and Dan Aykroyd.
Great movie.
Is it Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis is in that movie.
Oh. Sneaky.
Yeah, that was sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky.
We don't know who has the best feet. We're not going to go there.
We've only seen Katie's.
Katie, you have the best feet.
I mean, you're the only one that has the balls to wear open-toe shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's your
I would
former
hope y'all
boss.
aren't wearing open-toe shoes.
I mean,
Never.
Ro wears open-toe shoes sometimes.
Oh, like slides, yeah.
I mean, even Jamil's got slides on right now, but she goes socks and slides. Insecure on your feet or you
Why?
cold?
No, it's AAU style.
Oh.
Prove it. She's doing it.
Oh, no.
Mortimer
Jamil,
wants to see.
wow.
She's doing
Zoom
it.
in.
Hold up. Let me get
Bring
back
those
there.
puppies
Zoom in.
here.
Wow.
Bring the puppies in.
A lot of people walking to their office door right now going to close the office
Jamil,
door.
you do have really pretty feet.
Let me see. Oh, Jamil, you
Yeah,
do.
you have good feet,
nice.
Jamil.
Nice. Yes.
You're going to have to lift
Bree,
them.
how's your feet? Confident enough to show them? Wow, and a move to boot.
Yes.
A lot of people in the office
was
freaking out right now.
Losing minds.
Yeah, right. Cancel my 9 a.m.
Wait, Jeff said that was him. That was Jeff.
Jeff McKinnon.
Jeff. Oh, we should have known about the voice.
Yes,
Jeff,
that was.
you fooled us.
All
That's
right, good
hilarious.
504 area.
Good voice. That's on you, Stewie.
Hey, sorry, guys.
The Southern Eye Center poll question of the hour is up. Which game would you rather win this year of the Brian Kelly era? First of the Brian Kelly era, Florida State or Mississippi State? I'm going FSU. 82% of you agree. Get on to the poll question and vote now over on YouTube.
Courtesy of Southern Eye Centers.
Found Boost's IG for you, too.
The new one.
The new one.
Wow. What is it? I want to go to it right
So
now.
You want to hear it?
Just before they take it down.
America's Most Wanted IG.
So you'd want to lose to Mississippi State in year one of
Yes.
Brian Kelly?
Yeah.
I'd rather lose to
Yeah.
Mississippi State than lose
Yeah.
to Florida State.
Why is that?
Because-
I'm just curious.
Just from a momentum standpoint, if he loses game one,
Unbelievable.
We
I had
saw
this thing
that
last
last
year,
year,
and he
so
absolutely
yeah.
shit
it was
all
over.
it.
Like Tommy
Yeah.
Moffitt. I think Tommy Moffitt said it on my talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were saying it in Pasadena, and he looked around and said, fellas, we're getting fired.
We're all fired.
It's over.
Yeah.
It's over.
Brian
you
Kelly's
came with
not
both
going to get
hands.
fired. If
No,
he
he's
loses
not
the
going to get
first
fired in year one. He's not going to get fired in year one if he goes 0-12.
game. Yeah.
He's not. If he goes 0-12 and it looks like Ogeron and he's out,
Yeah.
doing some, some stuff. I mean, like that would be the only thing, like from a PR standpoint, it would cost him. But the play on the field, the wheels would have to fall completely off. I mean, you have to ride in on the axles.
Yeah.
Just to even bring it up in discussion. So, I mean, for the sake of the conversation, there's really no game.
Yeah.
That really matters that much. I mean, he could lose against Florida State. And really, just the melt between Sunday and Wednesday is going to
Right.
be very intense.
Right.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense to want to lose a conference divisional game, against Mississippi State. I just think that coming out of the gates against a team like Florida State in the Dome, in front of this LSU centric crowd in Louisiana's best city, or, the city that they love to show off is something that, that can really kind of create a wave of momentum for Kelly and this program that can kind of kick you off the dock. You know what I mean? And kind of get you out into the open water. And I think losing to Mississippi State in year one would be much more digestible for a fan to say you lost to an SEC team, but you beat Florida State at home in the opener. It's kind of a wash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't think if you lost to Florida State and beat Mississippi State, it'd be a wash.
Right.
You'd always be like, wow, you always wonder what would have happened if you won that Florida State game.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and it's LSU prime time, and you wonder how many times that's going to continue to happen if they continue to shit the bed on national televition, where it's like, this is not really what the brand that we
Let's
paid for.
go.
So you want to see
Found it.
LSU
Torrance
be LSU. No, I got to follow it.
You got to follow it, man.
What are our text message questions?
Oh, all right, got you. Oh, maybe Adam. Somebody else texted us.
Sorry. I wanted to listen to Boosie. Sorry.
You sure?
This is from 225-305-3293.
Everybody call it.
Yeah, call it, see who it is. Jordy, who are some uncommitted recruits that LSU is still in the race for?
Oh, gosh.
And what's the ceiling for this year's final recruiting ranking? I think they're at 6 right now.
They're at 6 right now. I expect them to get Kylan Jackson.
Second part of a question.
Okay, two-parter. Buddy
And
Sanji.
what about Joel Williams from Kentucky?
Oh, yeah. Local kid.
Yeah, local.
Madison Prep?
Yep.
Yeah. Is he in the portal?
Yep. Transferred yesterday. Another DB.
Love it. I'd take him tonight. I mean, take him last night.
Joel.
Absolutely. Come
Get
home.
on the plane.
Come home, man. I would take everybody from Madison Prep. I love their program. I love their coaches. I love everything that they've going on. Jordan's little AAU basketball team in the offseason would practice at Madison Prep.
That's where we play in the summer, too.
And when we would go over there, they'd be running their Coach Jeff, Coach Torrey, and their high school basketball staff would be running their they run a D1 basketball program. And I know their state championships speak for itself and the players that have come out for them. But when you get over there and you watch them work.
Used to be 1A.
Yeah, I know. Scary coach.
Everybody was like, Coach, we got Madison.
It's like Lafayette Christian,
playing.
huh?
Yeah.
It's like LCA right now.
They were in our district.
Yeah.
100.
I
Put
mean,
up 100 on us.
But as far as uncommitted prospects that are, I think Kylan Jackson on Saturday is a guy that they're in the race for. I think Zalance Hurd here in Louisiana, up in Monroe, is a guy that they are setting themselves up for. And just those two commitments alone, I think, would jump you up a couple of spots in the rankings. I think that you could get as high as 4 just by getting those two guys. If you get Rickie Collins tonight, and you get Rickie Collins, Kylan Jackson, and Zalance Hurd over the next couple of weeks, I could see LSU being a top 3 class in the country. I really could. And I think, obviously you have to close. You have to get past signing day and make sure that these guys sign their letter of intent and, come to Baton Rouge and go to LSU. But as far as what they've been able to do over the last couple of weeks, they have put any doubt that people had. And look, man, I still see people about the rant that we had about NIL and where LSU was and is in the NIL space and what it potentially meant and does mean for recruiting. And I still believe that. I still think that LSU has to, get caught up from an NIL standpoint and be competitive in that space. But Brian Kelly and his staff have proven over the past couple of weeks that they'll go anywhere, whether it's locally or outside of the state lines, and they can close. All of them. From Cortez Hankton to Frank Wilson to Brad Davis to Matt House to Robert Steeples and Kerry Cooks, all of them. Jamar Kane, all of them have proven, Brian Polian, that they can close. And when LSU can recruit and LSU's able to win some of these wars in the offseason, and you got a guy like Kelly, now you see what Kelly and his scheme will look like once he gets out on the field here in a couple of weeks. But, you can feel it. LSU's got momentum behind him, and it's moving into a direction of, they're intimidating a lot of their opponents right now, or not intimidating them. They're just
realizing
their antennas are going up, right? It's the same thing we were talking about a couple of weeks back in Atlanta. The conference is on notice. LSU's got the right leadership. And when they look up and they start seeing LSU win some of these recruiting wars like it feels like they're going to tonight with Collins, Saturday with Jackson, near future and Hurd, I mean, those 3 guys alone, I mean, that's 2 4-stars and a 5-star. I mean, add that to the mix of what you already got. You're looking at a top 3 class in the country. Have a take, don't suck. Any more text messages, Stu?
Yeah, we got a few.
All right, hit me.
This is from Adam from Lake Charles. Call Derek. Does Will Campbell make a big impact on the O-line, or is it just hype?
No. He makes an enormous impact on the offensive line. He will start game 1. He will be an impact player. He'll get his ass kicked a couple of times this year, but he has to. He's got to go through that young in the game.
Might deal with some growing pains with Will Anderson.
Yeah, I always talked about, like the matchup of Lyle Collins and Myles Garrett. If you ever go back to that, I mean, Myles Garrett is on roller skates.
He drives him through the sideline.
He drives him through the side. He drives him to the sidelines, like on his back. And that was just 22 years old versus 18 years old. I don't care how big of a freak you think you are. I don't care how much you dominated high school or any amount of plays that you made in your first year. I'm bigger and stronger and faster and meaner than you are, and I'm going to kick your ass for 3.5 hours. Ugh. Right? And look, Will Anderson might line up for him, across from him, and just
whoop him.
Just beat him, man. But that's going to be a night that Campbell gets a lot better. Myles Garrett went on to be the number 1 pick in the draft 2 years later after that night. You know, I mean, I think that Campbell will have some growing pains that you have to go through, but he will absolutely be an impactful player and a guy that plays a ton of football in his first year. I expect him to be on the field, play 1, game 1 against Florida State as an opening day starter in his true freshman season for LSU. If everything goes to plan, he stays healthy, I think he's a 3-year, first-round, top 10 pick in and out of LSU and off to make millions in the league and have an Andrew Whitworth-type career where he plays, 12, 15-plus seasons and hopefully can be the anchor of an offensive line that wins national and Super Bowl championships. What we got?
Cordell again, but it's just a text message. Will there be a post-game live show this season? If so, do it with Roe.
We're talking to Roe about it right now, about what we're going to do as far as post-game is concerned. We will have a presence on campus for a couple of SEC games leading in. No, we're going to be there. Leading into the action. But, yes, we will have a game day presence, and as soon as they're finalized, we will let everybody know. What else we got, Stewie?
This is from Baton Rouge, I'm guessing. Mike here. Did y'all watch the Pivot podcast with Jamarcus Russell? Should he have stayed at LSU another year? Would the 2007 team have been better or worse, if so?
I mean, it's tough to play what if with Jamarcus. And I did watch the Pivot podcast with Jamarcus. I recommend that everybody watch that podcast, listen to Jamarcus. In fact, yesterday was his birthday. Yesterday, J-Rock celebrated his birthday. Look, they won the national championship. I don't know how the season could have gone any better for LSU. Would they have beaten Kentucky and Arkansas? Maybe. I mean, look, Jamarcus, that in 2006, the last game you ever saw him play at LSU was the best game he's ever played in his life against Notre Dame. I mean, that was just, and then his pro day, they still talk about it. He's got freaky, just type of potential, and he's got freaky skills. I mean, it's just naturally, he's just a freak. But I think that the 2007 season and that Jamarcus really kind of worked out like it should at LSU. Everything after I'd have loved to seen him go to any other team in the world except the Oakland Raiders at that time. But he was the number 1 pick, and LSU won the national championship. I don't know how it could have worked out better for both in just what the LSU experience was for both of them. Right? I mean, if you'd have told Russell at the end of your junior year, you'll be the number 1 pick, I'll take it. The year after Jamarcus leaves LSU, you win the national championship. LSU, I'll take it. It worked out for both sides. So I don't think that I don't play that game of what if. And I'm a big, Chris Jackson with Shaquille O'Neal and Stanley Roberts, what could have been for another year? What would Ryan Perrilloux have looked like in 2008? I can play Tyrann Mathieu in 2012, what if, all day, but in this particular instance, I think it kind of worked out like it was supposed to.
Yeah, I think that was it.
That's it?
We got one in the chat from our guy, BB, Brian Burgess. Since LSU isn't ranked in the coaches poll, how long does it take for them to crack the top 25?
I said yesterday, I think if they beat Florida State and Mississippi State in the first 3 weeks of the season, they could be staring top 15 in the face. If they beat Auburn the next week and are 4-0 at the month of September, I think they could be a top 10 team. I think that LSU, once you turn them on Labor Day weekend on that Sunday night, there are going to be some national pollsters that say, oh, shit, I missed the mark on LSU. I didn't know that they were this good. I didn't know that they were this fast. I didn't know their defensive line was this deep. To keep LSU out of the top 25, it's kind of comical. I know that they got enough votes where they were rated 30th, so they're right there, right? They're right within that window of teams that, are in the discussion of how were they left out, should they have been left out, which is good debate. And like I said yesterday, I think it's a great starting spot for Brian Kelly, but I think it'll be very quick for people to recognize that there's not 25 teams in the country that have more talent than these guys. So I think that they could immediately be in the top 25 with a win versus Florida State, talking about 25, 24, 23. Then 2 weeks later, beat Mississippi State. Then a week later, beat Auburn. You could be looking at a top 10 team in the country.
Would you rather last year's roster or this year's roster with Brian Kelly?
This year's roster. Yeah. I think there was too much uncertainty on last year's offensive line to be any good. There just was not enough personnel or not enough options of guys that could allow you to be consistently good. And I think that this year's defensive line can keep you in every single game. Every single game, LSU has a defensive line that I believe is blowout proof. I think that they prevent you from getting run off any field just because of how tough they are to match up with. It's tough for me to believe that you got 4 or 5 guys on the offensive line that can control all these cats. You may be able to double up on Mason Smith and get him and control him for the night, but what the hell are you going to do with Jaquelin Roy? What are you going to do if you single up B.J. Ojulari? There's no way that there's a left tackle in this league that can handle him for 4 quarters one-on-one. He's going to terrorize people. Allie Gay, we don't talk about Gay. Gay could potentially be a top 15 pick if he comes in and shines this year. 2 years ago, if you remember the first 4 games of the season, he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
His first game at LSU, that Mississippi State game where, what's his name? Mike Leach's first game, the quarterback, Costello. Who was the quarterback that day?
KJ Costello.
He still owns SEC records for that day.
Oh, my goodness.
But Allie Gay was the best player on LSU's team that day.
Yeah.
He was unblockable. Could not be blocked. There was talk on whether or not he was going to finish the season out. If he was just going to sit out and be like, draft me. He's come back since then twice. So, I think the defensive line keeps you in every single game. And that's why I would pick this year's team over last year's team is solely because of the trench play. Is because of the offensive and defensive line. I want Miles Frazier. I want Tremont Shorts. I want Will Campbell. Yeah. I want Emory Jones. I want all those guys in my offensive line room rather than the guys that I was looking at last year that just didn't have the numbers and didn't have the depth. I feel like LSU's got a shot. I don't know if they're going to be able to be highly competitive in the games that they feel like underdogs in because of just the uncertainty up front on the line. But I feel like today they got a shot. Last year I was wondering, how the hell are they going to play, man? Yeah. They were talking about Garrett Dellinger like this cat was, Lyle Collins.
Right.
Will, he's going to be a saint. Does he have to be? If he really has to be, y'all are in trouble. I know Campbell's coming in here and starting at left tackle, but he's a generational guy. He's Leonard Fournette. He's Lyle Collins. He's Jamal Adams. He's, these Patrick Peterson, these guys that you come in and if you sit him, you're going to lose him. Michael Brockers. Michael Brockers played 18 games at LSU. You know why? They redshirted him. Rather than saying, hey, look, this guy's a freak, man. He's not going to be here long. Let's get as much out of him as possible. Trey Turner. They did that to Trey Turner. They couldn't block worth a damn in the middle of the 2012 season. Somebody said, just put Trey Turner in, man. Just put him in the game. Forget redshirting him. Play him now. The next week versus South Carolina, Jeremy Hill was the National Player of the Week. He rushed for 200 yards, a long touchdown run, right over Trey Turner's ass. You know what I mean? Like, play him. Play the guys.
You got him playing.
You got him. You got to play him.
I don't think less than you could leave as a redshirt sophomore.
I don't think so either.
But I think Will Campbell's Andrew Whitworth.
Yeah.
I think he's Whitworth. I mean, he's the rock of the offensive line in college. He's a first-round draft pick, and he's the anchor to an NFL offensive line for a decade plus.
Big wheel.
You're sacrificing that defensive backfield, though. Like, no shame on the guys that are here now, but I mean, Stingley, Ricks.
But I'll live with Jay
Cordell
Ward,
Flood.
Seven Banks, and
we'll see.
Major Burns,
again, I feel like I got a shot.
Yeah,
I'll take those guys with me and see. Just like the offensive line last year or this year. Let's show up and see. Kick this thing off. We'll see where we match up. See how you stack up.
Some of its parts.
But I feel more comfortable and confident that I do in the trenches than I did last year. And to me, it all comes down to trench play. To me, you can cover up the defensive backfield with a front seven like LSU has. You know what I mean? If you can't see down the field because you got Ojulari, Gay, and Jaquelin Roy in your face, don't matter if it's me, you, and Katie back there on the defensive backfield. You can't get it down the field.
Just imagine a quarterback looking up and you see Mason Smith. Like, oh, fuck.
Bro.
And Kai Wingo biting your ankles. Yep.
You know what I mean? I mean, the sun's looking like it's setting when Mason Smith's closing in on you.
Can't even see the sun.
That's what I'm saying.
It's dark back here.
What we got? Have a take, don't suck. 225-229-7741 is the phone number. Jump in with us. What we got, Stewie?
Text message. What's up, Stewie? What's up, Jordy? I know in the past, Jordy has said that Emery will be his breakout player on offense, but who is flying under the radar to break out on defense? Can Kyron Lacey crack the starting lineup? And is Cordell Thomas going to crack the starting lineup? Terrell Fife.
Terrell Fife. 504?
225.
225? Man, I love Cordell Thomas. Cordell Thomas was great to us during recruiting. He was always coming on the radio show and has a great personality. The ship has sailed for him at LSU. If you get to your junior season at LSU and you are not first or second on the depth chart, if I was in your circle, I would advise you to transfer. Because if you're not playing by your junior year, your second or third year, your redshirt sophomore year, your sophomore season, especially by your junior year, if you're not playing at LSU and you really want to play football, you need to transfer and go somewhere else. Because there's obviously somebody that's younger than you that's taking your time away from you, or it's not working out. And for Cordell Thomas to come in with the hype that he came in with the explosive capability that he's shown in recruiting, that he showed during his days at Southern Lab, and it just not translate to LSU. I know he had the ankle injury a couple of years ago. I know that he's had trouble in controlling his weight at times. But for whatever reason, Cordell Thomas has not been able to consistently play at LSU. I don't expect that to change this season. Because, again, we're a week into camp, and one name that I have not heard, and I've talked to a lot of people that have been out there both covering and working for the program, and I've never heard Cordell Thomas's name. Nobody has said his name to me up until this point. That's the first time I've heard his name during fall camp when you asked me that question. And that tells me everything I need to know. It tells you that he's just not standing out. He's not making an impact. He's not pushing for time. And if he wants to stay, I get it. He's a Baton Rouge kid. He's at LSU. He gets to be a part of the program and gets to run out of the tunnel on a Saturday night and play in the lights and under the lights and death. All that stuff's cool, especially for a local kid, man. But if he really wants to play football, it doesn't feel like it's going to work out at LSU. And I say that with all due respect to him, his family, Southern Labs program, LSU's offensive line room. I thought that Cordell Thomas was going to be a, if not first-year, player, a dominant prospect at some point while he was at LSU. I went and watched him and Ty Davis-Price play all 4 years they were at Southern Lab, University High, played Southern Lab. And we would call their games on the radio every year. And, I mean, Cardell Thomas was sometimes 30, 40 yards down the field running with Ty Davis-Price, leading him blocking. I mean, it was some of the craziest stuff to see. A big man get out and run. I mean, Ty Davis-Price would hold the back of his belt loop for like 25 yards reading blocks because Cardell Thomas could run with him.
Clear a path, big boy.
I mean, like he was
truck and trailer.
He was 300 pounds running like a running back. I mean, it was incredible to see. I mean, road grading teams like U-High. You know, I mean, like with big-time prospects trying to fill holes and fill guys like Dylan Moses trying to come up and fill a hole, and Cardell Thomas just putting him on roller skates, moving him out of the way. And for that not to translate to the SEC, being that type of athlete with that I don't know. I can't explain it, but it hadn't. It hadn't. And if it has not by now, history tells me at LSU, if you're not playing by your third year at LSU, you ain't going to play. I mean, unless you're a quarterback like Matt Flynn just sitting behind, the number one pick in the draft. And but Matt Flynn's don't even exist anymore in college football. You know? I mean, they just don't. So I wish it would have worked out for Cardell Thomas. I really do, because he's a great character. You know what I mean? Like he's charismatic. He's got a great smile. He loves the state. He loves LSU. He just hadn't gotten a chance to get on the field. What was the rest of the questions there, Stewie?
It was if
Cardell Thomas
and Kyron Lacey was going to crack.
Kyron Lacey. I don't know if he can crack the starting lineup just because of how deep that room is, but he'll play. I mean, that rotation at wide receiver is
long.
It's long, and it's deep with quality. You know what I mean? It's they got guys that you can keep going down the list that you say, man, I mean, we got to get this guy some reps. And I believe Kyron Lacey is that guy. But I think your top three wide receivers, once Besh gets back healthy, and I think that's going to happen here over the next couple of days, obviously would be Kayshawn 1. I'd put Malik Neighbors right now as your second guy. And right now with Besh out, it would be Jeray Jenkins, who would be the third guy. Once Besh becomes healthy and ready to go, I expect him to be in with that top three unit, and I think those are your top three wideouts: Kayshawn, Jack Besh, and Malik Neighbors to be the top three. But I think Kyron Lacey plays. I think Jeray Jenkins plays. I think Brian Thomas and Chris Hilton play. I think a guy even like Landon Ibieta can crack through the lineup and give you, 6 to 8 snaps a game.
Next question is, it's from a 225 number. Give a name. Hey, Jordy, what point spread do you see LSU versus Florida State?
I've seen 2.5.
2.5 and 3.
Caesars has it at 2.5.
It goes back down to 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think on paper to the wise guys out in Vegas, I think that these teams look identical to one another. I think they feel identical to one another.
FSU?
LSU and Florida State. They've just been, they've experienced a lot of highs. Obviously, LSU lately more than Florida State has, but Florida State feels like they're trying to get it right under Norvell. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to turn the corner. This would be like a Chip Kelly type win for UCLA last year if they were able to beat LSU for Norvell. This would be something that they would promote. They would recruit to, that Norvell would probably negotiate with to save his job at the end of the season if he was to be in trouble.
He's in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think as soon as Deion says he wants it, he'll take it. And I'll bring Travis Hunter with me.
That's a coup.
The guy that I took from Norvell. But I think they feel like the same team.
Yeah.
So I think when you're looking at them on paper from just the point spread aspect, I think it very much is. And look, 2.5 points, 3 points, that's nothing but a home field advantage. Usually if it's a pick-em game, the home team is going to be favored by 3 by a field goal, just to kind of give you the idea of the only reason why they're favored is because they're the home team.
Yeah.
But Florida State bought their 30,000 ticket allotment. Quick.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
It's going to be, it'll be LSU predominant just because of where you are geographically, but there will be
they're coming.
Florida State fans in the dome,
That's not too far of a trek. They'll be here.
Tallahassee? Probably easy flight.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Easier flight than
Orlando,
Yeah.
huh? Is that just Orlando?
No, Tallahassee.
No, I know, but I mean, like, wouldn't you just like fly over Orlando? I mean, that's just a simple.
No, you fly to Tallahassee.
Yeah. Tallahassee has its own airport.
To New Orleans.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't believe you.
Really?
Anyway, these two coaches matched up last year. Brian Kelly and Mike Norvell, 41-38, the first week of the season.
Yeah, Kelly's very familiar with Florida State.
Yeah.
Tallahassee's at the end of the Panhandle. Orlando's down.
But it's like Tallahassee's like right before Orlando.
Yeah,
like
it's
that's
up though.
The city like right before, right?
Is it that close? No.
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee's like 4
over on the
hours
the
away
Panhandle. It's on
But
the
like if
west.
I'm
side
voting
of the
no
pan-
against
east side of
Tallahassee
the pan-
International Airport.
If you're driving to
Do y'all want to pull
Orlando,
up a map
We
and
are.
see Tallahassee?
I'm just saying though, if you're
Oh,
driving
it's
to
$150.
150 miles
$150
Dollars.
to fly to Tallahassee?
from Tallahassee to New Orleans.
Wow. What is that, Spirit?
Well, it's not far. It's not that far of a flight.
Let's see what Southwest says.
It's 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
An
it's
easy
quick.
flight. You don't get the nap.
I mean, Panama City would be the next closest place for us to drive and fly out of from
Panama
Tallahassee.
City bound.
What a place.
And the pickup
Tallahassee
truck.
is by Destin, Adrian Bailey said.
Y'all
That's
are
not true.
confused. Yes, it is.
By Destin?
It's not by Destin, but it's in the Panhandle. Can you picture the Panhandle of Florida? It's on the east side of the Panhandle. It's not down in South Florida. It's just straight up.
So it's
here.
on the coast? It's on the East Coast?
Yeah, basically.
Is
I
it on the
guess.
water?
I don't know. Pull up a damn map.
I've got it
y'all.
pulled up.
mean, I just know it's in the Panhandle. It's not by Orlando. Put a map up.
CVL Jr. says Tallahassee is between Destin and Jacksonville.
Look, it's right here. Here's the
Emil
Panhandle.
McClellan
It's
said,
right
ain't
here.
nobody flying.
That's Tally.
There it is. It's right there. So it's not on the east.
Oh, so right by Miami.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Now I know where we are.
We're going to Miami, bro.
John Denver's full of shit.
Banana boat.
What is that, Fort Lauderdale?
God. Don't you just go to Miami and fly out of there to Tallahassee?
Coach O gave out a Go Canes the other day.
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
What is he on the payroll?
That's what I was asking.
I mean, like, he ain't working for free, right? I wonder if the contract buyout, if you got another job, if you compensate, you know what I mean? Like, if I'm LSU, I got the lawyers. I got Bob Barton on line one.
I was going to ask you if he had, like, a non-compete clause. In his
No
That's
chance.
not-
No chance. No
Take
chance.
him.
No chance.
Oh, they don't even care.
No.
Like,
No.
All right, take
He
this
comes
guy.
back here.
Please. Yeah. You drive the guy. I'll fly him here from Orlando.
Fly up to Tallahassee.
Got a connecting flight in Jacksonville.
The Amazing Race. Get at it, Coach O.
Fly him to South Bend first.
Hunter Hall, can't get my call answered. Call right now, Hunter.
call
We're
right.
watching the phone. 225-229-7741.
I think I'll call him back.
Is it Sean Seaman or Simeon?
I think it's Simeon.
Simeon?
Seaman.
We'll go with Simeon. We'll go with Seaman. Sean Seaman says, hashtag Jordy, can you tell me why the Hall of Fame ceremony wasn't televised on ESPN or the NFL Network? I think it was live because I caught it live.
It was.
They used to do it in prime time at night, and I think that they've now suspended those. They have neutered. Shout out to Bob Barker. They have neutered the Hall of Fame broadcast so much. I guess this was because of Ray Lewis. Is this because of Ray Lewis going into preacher mode?
Imagine.
Where he was kind of
Well,
like,
a lot of them,
yeah, like an hour.
Like,
Yeah.
Ray, you killed somebody. Like,
Right.
Come on.
We ain't
Right.
talking about it. Yeah, born again. What a Super Bowl. MVP.
My first Super Bowl I ever went to.
Oh.
That one.
You got away. Lucky.
Yeah, it was there.
Yeah,
Buckhead. We were at Buckhead that night.
He got away with it.
He did. He did. He killed that guy. For sure. Allegedly.
100%.
Allegedly.
Ray.
Call.
I didn't say it. Stewie did.
Oh,
I did not.
he's
What was that,
already nervous.
Stewie? What happened?
I am nervous. We're talking about Ray over here.
Is this Hunter Hall?
Morales roll-offs. That's all he needed.
Right.
HH from Birmingham. So Jordy, Lloyd, Katie, Stewie,
Hey,
I've really
Hunter Hall.
enjoyed all the work that you guys have been putting in, and really been enjoying watching the show grow and improve. And as somebody that's been going to Tiger Stadium every other year since 2008,
Nice.
I've enjoyed a lot of really good moments down there. What's the loudest moment you guys have personally taken in?
Yeah.
And like I always say, the Tide don't lose in Baton Rouge, baby. Roll Tide.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
You got us, Hunter.
Dirty
I can feel you setting us up.
I
yeah,
know.
I
said
can
it.
feel you
You
setting
knew
us
it was
up. I can
coming.
feel you setting us up. Loudest I ever heard it was 2012 fourth quarter, into the fourth quarter when J.C. Copeland caught the screen route running towards the student section. This was in a loss against Alabama. Fuck you, Hunter. But this was a Alabama game, 2012, last play of the third quarter. They hit J.C. Copeland on a little screen route, and he hits LSU's sideline, and he throws a defender, like throws somebody. And then he like sprinting up the sideline, and it's the end of the fourth quarter, and the whole LSU sideline floods onto the field, and they're in front of the student section. And I want to say they played neck.
I think they might have.
I mean, like, this was back in the days when you could get away with it, and I
neck
want to say they
into-
played neck.
They
And
went
I'm
neck
telling you,
into the
we
Colin
were
Baton Rouge.
we were
It
on the
was-
field. We were on field level, and the ground was shaking. Like it was so loud and so intense. And I was on Bama's sideline because LSU sideline back then they had so many people on the sideline. And like one of the first things that Bonnet and his crew did like after that was like, look, man, we're not doing the field passes anymore. This is just gotten too much where the sideline is flooded with people. So I would go to the opposite sideline during that time and cover the game and watch the game. I was taking photography for our website at the radio station during the time, and we would go down to field level and go on the other side, and you could see the Bama sideline, players and coaches even like.
Where are we right now?
This place is
this
is off the rails right now.
This is what everybody was
This
talking
is
about.
crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the night A.J. McCarron cried.
Yeah.
I mean, like he was so like just
I wanted to
intense,
punch him through the TV.
but like the emotional roller coaster he went on, man. Because like I said, I was standing on the Bama sideline, and in between possessions, like on kickoffs, you would follow the ball, so you would walk behind the bench as you were moving. And you could hear, like, I mean, like A.J. McCarron's like right here. Like you could like touch his pad. You could hit his shoulder pads like if you walk into it. But you could hear all the interaction between offensive line coach, offensive coordinator, teammates. And there were points in that game where like they were melting. You know, like they were like melting. Like McCarron would like come to the sideline and be like, I don't know what I'm looking at. You know, like freaking, you know, like I can't hear, I can't see. You know, they'd be like, calm down, sit down, sit down.
Into it with the center?
Maybe so. I'm telling you, man, I remember that sideline for Alabama being so intense. So just, I mean, you saw points of like them melting. But they won the game, and credit them. You know what I mean? But that was the loudest I have ever heard Tiger Stadium. 2007 Florida game. When they announced that USC had gotten beat, Dan Bornay in the middle of the game announces USC has just been beat by Stanford. Beat them in the Coliseum in LA, and the place went berserk. And then 2 plays later, Tebow hit the tight end for like a 50-yard touchdown.
The 40-yard touchdown. But I remember I was at that game, and when that happened, we sit on the LSU sideline. They turned around and they started looking up. They're like, what's going on? Like, why are they going crazy? And they flashed it on, like, the wraparound. They saw the score. They started hopping up with towels, and they're like, oh, shit, this, like, we have a chance to, like, stay, like, be number one. Mm-hmm. And it was all contingent on the LSU-Florida game. But, like, to see the visceral reaction of, like, why are they cheering? Like, we're not doing anything right now. And then they noticed what the score was, like what the announcement was, and it was like, we got to turn this thing up to 11 because we have a chance to go play for a national title.
Mm-hmm.
Have a take, don't suck. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Barrett Pepper calling from the 318.
Hell yeah. What's up, Barry?
Me and Lloyd are 318 brothers.
Let's go.
I got to meet him and his brother at the Arkansas game last year. That was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yes.
But I'm actually coming back down to the Ole Miss game this year, and we don't go to Baton Rouge very often, so I'm wondering what the top 5 places are that y'all would recommend to go, like eat or hang out.
I don't know if there's 5. But I would definitely go to City Cafe. I would definitely check out our friends over at Phil's Oyster Bar on a Friday of game week. Feels like you're in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it feels like kind of that's the epicenter of a game day start to the weekend. Thursday, Friday lunch over at Phil's Oyster Bar. You'll probably see Scott Woodward. You'll probably see Brian Kelly. You'll probably see a who's who of Baton Rouge kind of getting ready for the weekend and kind of get you the momentum of the weekend kind of caught up to speed. But I would definitely hit Phil's Oyster Bar up at some point. If you come in early enough for the weekend, I would look up high school football on a Friday night. It's not I know that, Visit Baton Rouge wouldn't have me on the payroll as far as, being a tour guide or anything. But I mean, as far as if you're looking for some good down home, just
experience.
Yeah, hospitality. I mean, I would I would check out. You got guys like Rickie Collins, Jaden Alsbury, Shelton Sampson, all in the area. Odds are you can find a good high school football game on a Friday night. Kylan Jackson and Zachary, Eli Holstein up there at Zachary. So, I mean, there's really good players all around the city. And then, of course, game day, man.
Was he asking for food?
He just asked for
I
better
don't know. I think
experiences.
just kind of like just wants
He asked
a
for
good
food?
weekend.
Places? Did he say places to eat?
Yeah, Phil's Oyster Bar.
Yeah. Chimes, like on campus, get that experience.
Superior.
Just experience.
Superior.
Yeah,
Margarita, blackout,
Yeah, I was
wake
gonna
up
say.
Saturday.
See, I do the Superior game day. Like I would do the
Yeah.
like,
I
but
do
like if I
Zippy's
come in
game day.
Friday, you know, I mean, I want to kind of get the feeling, you know, kind of like figure out where it is. But yeah, like definitely on the way in, a Superior
Zippy's.
Marg.
Zippy's on the way in. Then you can get the
I'm gonna go
huge ones and
Superior.
take it in.
You could actually
And you
really
can get
go
more than
and
a Marg.
dodge everything and just go to Tia Javi's and get yourself a really good.
Y'all are missing out on Zippy's though. I love
Zippy's.
Y'all
I
are
like
sleeping on
Zippy's.
the
Spent $60
frozen
in
drinks.
Zippy's for St. Patty's Day and still don't know what I eat or
You
got.
don't have to eat. You just
Yeah.
get a huge
Drink,
ass
that's for sure.
drink.
I think
and
I
you
did.
get options.
Zippy's is one of those places that I went too much.
You
Yeah.
wore
Kind
yourself
of,
out.
Yeah, when I lived over there on Edward Avenue, right over the overpass, we used to.
Hammer.
Zippy's was
I mean, it's
just-
outside.
He probably
you got the
rode his
patio.
bike there.
Just a
couple
walk
times.
there, coach.
Yeah.
Mid-City
mean-
Beer Garden, that's another good one.
Mm-hmm. Packed.
Yeah,
Packed house.
Yeah,
always packed.
those are good
What
options.
was the old pizza place that doesn't exist anymore?
The old
Where?
pizza place, Fleur de Lis.
No, it's kind of like on campus. They have Wednesdays. They have trivia.
Slice?
No.
City Slice?
That's,
Are you talking
that's
about-
there?
Why can I think
Mellow
of it?
Mushroom?
Mellow mushroom. That's what we always get.
that's
The
not there
shroom, a
anymore?
shroom tea will change your
Oh,
The
day.
shroom
Coach.
closed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's a shroom
They
tea?
they changed it from
Not
mellow
really.
mushroom to like what was it, matzo pizza?
Yeah, matzo pizza.
And then that's not even open anymore.
Really?
Yep.
What's in a shroom tea?
What the hell happened to
I
that
don't
shopping
know.
center,
that place
bro?
was crushing.
Are you
I
that
thought.
thing's a lottery ticket?
You get a shroom tea and they would sell them like in buckets.
Yeah, you get a
Ugh.
alcohol?
Gross.
Oh my god.
Is it
Yeah.
alcohol? Have you ever had the
Well, when you
monsoon
said
at Protocol?
shroom tea, yes, I love that. That's what it is.
pretty much what it
Oh,
is.
God, I'll be down.
Yeah.
Oh
Put it on
yeah,
my back.
you're walking around looking
No,
at
I
people.
mean,
and they're
you're-
like, I used to know you.
Yeah, right.
Where are
Oh,
you
I
from?
gotta
Like,
try that.
I'm your brother.
I think I know you. You should come home.
We've been walking together for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Like,
right. Are you gonna pee right here? Yeah, why
I
not?
try, but I can't try it 'cause they
Go
don't have
Tigers.
it.
We'll find the.
I feel like I saw another mellow mushroom somewhere around here. Is that not true? Did another one not open up somewhere?
I
don't
can't
know.
believe
That
Mellow
spot
Mushroom
was
is
excellent,
closed.
right?
That used to be
Yeah.
a spot.
That is the
Wednesday-
spot.
Wednesday nights.
I mean, that's
anywhere.
almost like John Emery being ineligible as LSU starting running back. How do you go out of business in that spot?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They had trivia.
Okay, what's y'all's news? Like, the kids have some news in there.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it? Oh,
They said they'll tell us after the show.
after? Okay.
Is it
I
Bravion
thought
Rogers?
you wanted to announce something. You do want to announce something. Okay. Okay, got it.
Oh, text
okay.
me.
Yeah,
Oh,
text
wow.
me. Quick.
Damn.
I mean, y'all look so excited. All I
kids
see
over
are
there.
all I see are everyone's teeth in there. Like your whole mouths of teeth. It's just like open.
Is it,
Very bad news?
is it Tyrann Matthews?
Is it bad
pictures
or
again?
good? It's bad? But why do y'all look so excited?
They love to break bad news.
Oh my
Kids these
God.
days.
God damn it. Now I'm just on. Okay.
Okay. Jeez.
It's tough.
Jeez.
What the hell?
Yeah, just
I
kill
feel
the
so out the
vibes.
loop. I just felt super old.
I
Talking about
know.
mellow
I know, me
mushrooms
too.
that's closed.
Yeah.
Drinks that don't exist.
I know.
No.
Hey,
They're
man.
breaking news on TikTok.
Let's just go to Portico and get drunk.
Now with that I can do.
Yeah.
I can
Sneaky good pizza at Portico.
What do you call it?
Booty call.
Everyone's
Booty
never
call?
had it.
Speak for yourself.
Wow. We should
Cadillac
open,
Cafe.
should open that.
That's where we should have sent him.
Cardiac Cafe.
Cats are out. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to unpack. Tidy box.
Well,
Sweet.
okay.
We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show tomorrow.
Everybody's gonna be so pissed in the chat.
What the
What did y'all read?
We'll talk to you tonight. Come see us at Mason's Grill, 7 p.m. We will have Rickie Collins' announcement live for you over at Mason's Grill.
Take Florida
Make sure
State.
and check out Mic'd Up. Mic'd Up will originate 5 to 7 today.
5 to 7.
5 to 7 today.
5 to 7.
5 to 7 today. 7 o'clock tonight. Jordy Culotta Show, Rickie Collins announcement. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button. We appreciate all of your interaction.
What did they do to each other?
See
All right, have a great day.
tomorrow.
Great morning.